Hello.
Hey guys!
Welcome back.
Felix is ready to fucking rant our heads off, our ears.
So suspicious.
Why? Why would you be suspicious based on that scene?
Here's the thing.
I saw nothing strange.
When we recorded the festival last time and we had the whole scene with Takano.
Yeah. She's a cool cat.
I was like, wow, she's an interesting character. Didn't really do much, didn't really say much. Ben said she was an expert on these kind of things.
Yeah, she is. We had that confirmed. Yeah, she's a bit of a nerd.
Interesting detail. And then she just disappeared. And I was like, okay.
That sucks.
That's weird.
Sucks for her.
Weird that they would introduce her and then just get rid of her right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, whatever. You know, she didn't really factor much into the story. Don't worry about this. And I threw out another theory in the original Arc 1 recap. But now.
Yeah.
But now.
You got a theory? You got a small, tiny theory? What's going on?
First of all, Takano appearing in the second chapter as a throwaway line as, like, the first name-drop character to get a sprite outside the main cast. Suspicious as fuck.
Sure.
Then we get to that last bit, and it's just like, the wind blow through her hair, and
like a knife, like water over a knife as it plunges into her corpse.
She looked daggers, and just like...
Yeah.
I don't understand how Ryukishi is playing this, because like...
Well, this is the question, isn't it? And I'm gonna be up... You spat your shit, but I'm gonna be up front with you in a sec.
Because, like, I was kind of expecting to be, like, super dubious about who was behind this for a really long time, and then we'd, like, get this thing that would, you know, point it out, and then we'd go back and look at all the old chapters and be like, wow, there was a bunch of detail that pointed that out, as with many murder mysteries. But, like...
Like Umaneko.
Like
that one.
Like, this... Arc 2? Being shown that entire scene?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if I had been in the position I was at the beginning of Umaneko, where I hadn't, like, had the practice, I probably would have let this slide a bit more.
Yeah.
But that whole scene was, like, ridiculously obvious, and it makes me wonder why Ryukishi is giving it away so clearly so early.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the question, isn't it? Because we've seen Ryukishi pull these kinds of tricks before, where he makes a character look incredibly suspicious on purpose as a red herring. Also, just because he also likes to just write out the truth in, like, bold print, but then because it's so obvious, we don't fall for it, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, is kind of what I want to know with you, because you're like, she's suspicious. Is this real? Is she really, like, the culprit or whatever? Is she a red herring? Like, what's going on here? Because, yeah, this is, like, the first murder mystery that Ryukishi wrote, so it's a question of, like, how in-depth are his ploys and his traps. Well, I think you can make a good kind of estimate based on what you've read so far.
The thing is, like... Especially with how the Sonozaki family was kind of portrayed in a lot of the dialogue last chapter, it seemed like they were going to have a lot to do with it. Yeah. And that was definitely an example of things that I felt was so obvious that they probably wouldn't be true.
Right.
And I think Takano was definitely, like, verging on it.
Yeah.
But it's that in combination with what we saw of her last arc that's really throwing me for a loop. Sure. Because, like, the Sonozaki family was... obvious from the get-go. They obviously have this very crime family-like behavior. You know, Uishi brings them up as being super suspicious. Mion's part of the main cast, so it's really contentious to pick her as being involved. Shion being introduced as, like, a different personality and playing all of these games and tricks is obviously, like, very complicated in terms of, like, how they could be doing things if they were the ones responsible. But, as I said at the end of the first recap, I feel like whilst I thought then that it was probably going to end up being them, but it was going to be, like, them with a different twist that would still make it meaningful. Like, it had some big contentious issue for Mion where she's, like, being forced to be involved in this or something. Which may still be true to some extent, but, like, that one was really obvious and was presented as being obvious. This one at the moment is presented as being obvious in... kind of imagery.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, this person's suspicious, but nobody actually says Takano is suspicious, right? Like, when Ryukishi presented the Sonozaki family, they were like, oh, like, Uishi straight up said, I am suspicious of the Sonozaki family. Yes. I am suspicious of the village. Whereas nobody has said, I am suspicious of Takano.
Yeah.
So I totally feel you there. But yeah, it is fun that imagery is so blatant and so repetitive. It's great. I love it.
And it's like, on the other hand, it's like, if she isn't the one that's like responsible for all of this, who else at this point? Because like, we've definitely had established with Toмотaki that like, you know, he's in the village doing photography in quotations for other reasons. Like, he's probably not a wildlife photographer. I think that has been reasonably established by the story through imagery as well. But the way that he acts as a character doesn't scream to me, I'm a serial murderer.
Yeah, maybe.
It screams to me he's involved in some way, and clearly his relationship with Takano might go to establish that if Takano is as suspicious as she seems.
Sure.
But I don't think like he's gonna be the ticket. Same with like Uishi. I think he appeared a bit late. I think that he's very clearly involved in some way, even if it's like unintentional or indirect. But there hasn't really been anything from Uishi that again screams to me like I would be the one to do this. You know, the fact...
Except for his obsession with air conditioning, of course.
Of course, that is the most suspicious part of the whole story. Of course. And then the entire main cast, it's like none of them really have a motive at this point.
I mean, does Takano have a motive?
Like, I don't know. I feel like I want to say...
Like, she's a fucking nerd, obviously.
I want to say no for Takano at the moment, but I feel like if we were as far with getting to know Takano as we were with the rest of the main cast, we would be seeing a motive.
Maybe.
Because, like, we've seen that Rena and Mion and, you know, they have this whole issue with their love for Keiichi. Sadako and Rika obviously have this whole thing where they're dealing with their past from their parents, and I think it'd be really weird for them to be responsible for things that have caused them so much trouble.
What if it's Rika? What if Rika is just the mastermind?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it could be a thing where it was like, I killed my parents because they were horrible to me, and I live a better life now without them, but that doesn't seem to be in any of the foreshadowing that we've presented thus far.
Maybe you just missed it.
I don't think so. I think I'm better than that.
No, I agree with you. I think that you're smart enough to pick up on stuff like this.
So, like,
right?
from that list of characters, Takano is, like, the only one left who has been suspicious, has been out of the way enough that we haven't got to know her well enough to, like, clearly establish a motive, has all of this imagery, but indirectly. And, like...
She's definitely written to be suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're barking up the wrong tree there. I don't think that you're, like, picking it, like, too much into things. Like, very clearly the way that she's described is deliberately to, like, point you towards her in that scene. Out of that whole conversation where we're like, this is the scene where we're going to learn all of the dirty secrets. We're going to air out the dirty laundry, so to speak. She is the most, like, evil one there.
Plus, that is the only purpose she's served twice in a row now. Is to explain all of the suspicious things. So, like, the weird thing is, like, if it isn't her, who the fuck else?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
And if it is her, why give it away so soon? I think, as you say, the fact that we haven't got a motive for her yet is really interesting, because I feel like being introduced to how suspicious she is super early means we can get a lot more subtle context for her motive, if it is her, by having more time to cover it. So I think that kind of might be
being framed, right? That's exactly what's happening. We're framing Takano as a suspicious person, so that then we can, when we learn more about her, we already have that mindset. Which is a very interesting idea, because normally when you want to, like, say someone's a culprit or something, you want to make them suspicious, or you want to, like, be like, this is who the culprit is. We have time before that to make them sympathetic, so that we care more about them when they're, like, revealed. But
so
it almost seems backwards, like, if that is what's happening.
Because, like, you know, normally the ploy is, like, you figure out the who and the how, and then the why will kind of, like, either build up by looking back at the more subtle hints, or just kind of be revealed at the end. Whereas here we're getting, like, the who super early, but we're completely ignoring the how and the why, which makes me feel like those two are going to be connected in some way.
Maybe.
So, like, her methods are going to be tied a lot more to her motive than perhaps you would in a more traditional murder mystery, which does make an interesting case as to, like, how these murders were done and how that might play into her actions. So let's just say, like, I'm just trying to think of, like, a clear example to, like, because this is, like, thinking on the spot. I really don't have, like, a set in stone thing, but just, like, thinking back over the past examples, if we look at, say, like, let's go with, you know, Rika's dad or whatever disappearing, and then her mother committing suicide. I feel like, especially in regards to that, if, you know, Rika is an important character in why this is happening, especially with her family being tied to Oyashiro-sama, maybe something, especially with Takano's, like, parents and family, is something that is afflicting her, which is why the people connected to this, she keeps going after their family.
Maybe.
That does draw a question about, like, the site foreman and the one who went missing in the start then.
If they have a connection.
If they have any connection to someone that we haven't really learned yet.
Yeah, who knows?
But it definitely feels like we're specifically targeting families close to it, and if, like, you know, families and, say, like, you know, them dying in circumstances that are hard to understand, like Rika's mother committing suicide, when, so far as best I can tell, we don't really have a premise for her mother, like, being in that state.
Sure. I mean, we don't know much about that situation.
Yeah, we don't.
We haven't been there. We just heard it secondhand, or third hand even. We haven't actually heard it, like, from anyone who, like, knows Rika, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just get the feeling that, like, we're going to play a lot more into the why and the how being connected.
Sure. Yeah, totally. I'm with you.
And I'm excited to, like, see how that's been fit together, because that's... Sure. I'm not going to say it's, like, a super unique approach, because, you know, when you only have, like, 3 key aspects to a story, you got to stick a couple of them together. Sure. But it's definitely a less common approach, at least with my minimal experience.
Yeah, this is definitely very different. Ryukishi being like, this is a suspicious character. Have I mentioned they're suspicious? And, like, the way that he's kind of building it.
Because I feel like the typical approach is that, like, it's more... The murders... The method of the murders is typically secondary to everything else, because it's just like, oh, it was just however they found it easiest to kill a person. Whereas here, I think we're going to get into, like, complicated ways that were specifically to send a particular message.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. And obviously, I can either confirm or deny anything, but it's always fun to pick your brain about this sort of thing.
Let's go look at these tips.
Yeah, let's do it. We got some scrapbooks to look at.
All right. Scrapbook 1.
Let's see here. Oyashiro-sama's curse. In the ancient Onigafuchi village, the anger of Oyashiro-sama, his curse, was feared above all. However, it is seldom stated anywhere what eventually happens and what sort of divine judgment, curse, befalls them when Oyashiro-sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose. Demons will come flooding out. The miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. Ooh, this is heavy.
Miasma from hell is a very peculiar choice.
It is. It's good. It's a good one.
Like, every other piece of imagery we've had about this has been, like, beings coming out, but miasma is a very interesting particular choice.
Miasma is a fun word.
Yeah.
The ones evoking images of the village being annihilated stand out the most. These terrifying ideas of divine punishment are in alignment with many other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse, hell, and it's easy to imagine that they are just ways of convincing people to obey the teachings in order to prevent such an end.
It's also interesting. It reminds me of the whole ordeal London had with, like, I think it was with, like, London's water system.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of people blamed the, like, heavy clouds and smog over the city from, like, the Industrial Revolution being responsible for everyone getting sick, but it actually ended up being a water problem.
Right.
So I wonder if that's, like, a similar motif we're getting at here.
Maybe. The conditions for inciting Oyashiro-sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onigafuchi village. I believe that when an act was performed that violates one of these taboos, Oyashiro-sama was termed angry, and in order to quell his anger, he would perform the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. Okay. It's the first scrapbook.
Interesting that it doesn't tell us whose it is.
Yeah, scrapbook 2. The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrificial ritual was a simple drowning, involving plunging sacrifices into Onigafuchi swamp, which was considered hallowed. English. Of the rituals of an Onigafuchi village, this one was unique in that the sacrifice would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that it wasn't so much the killing of the sacrifice that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking as a submerging of Oshiro-sama's anger. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping their sacrifice from sinking too quickly, to force them to sink more slowly. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell from the records, those methods were not recorded. My thoughts are that they may have used logs or some similar material to create a raft, then set up a scaffold on there, hung the sacrifice up with ropes, and let them sink little by little over time into the swamp. However, if that were the case, it would not be strange if the ritual implements used for such a ceremony were honored as holy and enshrined somewhere.
That's interesting.
Where could they be? Where would they be enshrined? Scrapbook 3!
What artifacts have we had in this story?
I don't know.
It almost does make me wonder if that's what the whole, like, sending cotton down thing is about.
What? This whole thing? Maybe.
Yeah, like the whole Watanagashi festival is like an evolution of the sinking slowly thing. Like they used to put them up on like a bed of cloth or something.
Maybe, yeah.
That would like slowly soak so that it would get heavier.
I mean, myths do evolve over time.
Yeah.
Implements used for the ritual. Ritual tools utilized for ancient religious ceremonies are commonly referred to as implements or ritual implements, and even now some of them are enshrined on the property of Furude Shrine and the Three Families.
The Three Families!
The Three Families. That's a term you should get used to. However, the unidentifiable tools are all decorative, and none appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of the Onigafuchi village. As the Edo era came to a close and many traditional rituals were lost, were they lost as well? Or perhaps buried in the darkness? I don't believe so. Both the implements used on the night of the feast of Onikakushi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist, enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt they exist here today at this very moment in Hinamizawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they've been enshrined. What was once locked steadfastly has, for some reason, changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. He may be able to do something about such a lock. However, it is not far from the assembly hall, nor is it ever far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. The night when it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Hinamizawa is coming soon. Soon it will be Watanagashi.
So is this what that absolutely butchered translation line with the squee in it was referring to?
I think it might have been. No comment.
Festival's around the corner.
Oh
Let's
boy,
go.
It's gonna be great.
Let's find
You're
out
gonna
what's going
love what's happening here.
Rabble. Who is this?
You're gonna love it. It's the best character.
Oh, it's one of those scenes?
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Hey, are you all out already? Tomorrow's the real thing. We're gonna be partying until morning, until the very end of it all. You got it. Got it. I'll give it everything I've got. All right then, youth is the greatest.
Zooms in on his wrinkles.
Yeah. He like smooths out, yeah. Good luck, everyone. Tomorrow is Watanagashi at last. Let's get some shota in and save energy for tomorrow night. Yes, Oishi, good plan, Oishi. We need to get our mirror polished for the big day. Tomorrow is finally Watanagashi. Festivals are split into two groups. Those who enjoy them. Oishi's group and the Oishi's group. And those who support them. The former only need prepare their great Oishi minds, but the latter needs not only that, but also painstakingly crafted plans and preliminary arrangements. While the general majority attending goes about enjoying the festival without care in the world, we'll be strained the whole way through. That's why I have such perfect hair to prepare for this. Why, you say? You sure as hell know why, Oishi, because the beer after everything's over is the best damn Oishi beer you'll ever have.
What is Oishi beer? Where do we get that?
It is delicious beer.
I want that for the playthrough.
It is my favorite beer. Let's get the Oishi brand beer. At times like these, it's best to have energetic, physically fit people. Like me.
Cuts to
and
pop
his
and
belly
top.
just like ripples, yeah. It wouldn't be worth it if you didn't do your best until the end. Enjoy it the whole way. Oh, Oishi is here. Oishi came in. Look at you, Oishi. What have you done?
At last he's finally arrived.
He is here. Everyone hurry to stand up. See, I am always here. Hello, everyone. Excellent work out there. Now you can be at ease, Oishi. Thank you, Oishi. Not even my senior Oishis, who can usually talk big about themselves, can hold a handle to Oishi. We all bow, as if we were one of those cheering squads of old, a whole cheering squad of Oishi.
Just cuts to a row of Oishis holding pom-poms.
Yes! I was thinking a pyramid, but that works too. Proud Oishi, a detective just waiting to retire. One who doesn't pay much mind to rules and regulations like badass, and doesn't do much in the way of real work. But don't tell Chief that. Chief Oishi is not happy with me. He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for dirty jokes, lies and slander. My seniors, though, tell me that he was a real fighter in his younger days, and that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend trailing behind him. You see, it is silver lining. Anyway. Oh my God. He surely had much more dignity and presence in the room than the section chief Oishi who came in with him.
Yeah, honestly, this entire scene does make perfect sense as Oishi writing about what other people think of him.
He's writing about himself. Everyone, I really, really thank you for your hard work on the preparations for the festival tomorrow. Everyone present stands upright. He's reading from like a sheet of paper. Everyone present stands upright and lends their ear to the chief's directions. The soft popping
sound. Come on, John, you get over there. You're in position for your line.
Yeah. We're on heavy alert for any thrill-seeking criminals expecting another incident like last year. I need all of you to focus your energy as much as possible in your mission to prevent any crimes from happening, especially musical ones. Yes, Oishi, sir!
Especially musical.
You have to watch out for those kids and their musical numbers. They break out in song in the middle of the festival. They're causing trouble in the hood. That's what they hear.
That was beautiful.
Thank you very much, Oishi. Of course, it would be best if nothing happened. However, everyone, please assume that an incident will in fact occur. Prevention is number one, but it probably won't be enough. This year too, someone will die and someone will disappear. There's really no doubt about it. Everyone, apart from the section chief Oishi, smiled painfully. Oishi-san, that won't do. We need to be more serious about this. No, I will not. The important part isn't to get past the night of the festival. It is to be able to quickly, swiftly, and aggressively and sensually pursue whatever does happen tomorrow night. I won't tolerate anything less than your best, Oishi. Clench those cheeks! We're gonna rip all the skin off the ghost of Oshiro-sama's curse. Yeah!
What a scene.
Oishi, I love you.
Okay. I will say though, jokes aside, this is very different to how Oishi was last chapter.
He's going at it with the whole police force.
Like that, but also last time he was like, this curse is nonsense. It's just people trying to do it. But this time he's more like, something's gonna happen. There's no doubt of it, which is very like.
Well, we didn't see him before the festival last time.
We didn't see him before the festival,
which is the interesting
but the way
question,
he spoke
right? Sure.
after the festival very much implied like this is not the way he was thinking beforehand.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the question, right? What's different? What's the same? Puzzling that shit out. It is
a question.
It's very different in terms of the setup.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to actually use voices again now. It's been half an hour of relaxation for me.
My throat hurts. Oh God, why?
At least it appears to already be nighttime, so we don't have long until they die.
Yeah, it's great. We go through the whole festival. My throat really hurts. Is this Rana?
It is Rana, I think.
Wah! It's Keisha-kun.
Good morning. Why is it so dark out?
Good morning. It's an eclipse. Don't mind it.
Rana was ecstatically waving her arms. Oh, yay. It's an eclipse. I thought you said it's going to clear up, and I was like, damn.
No, it's an eclipse. Why would you think? What?
I don't know. I can't understand you.
How not? I've been speaking in this voice too much.
I'm so used to hearing
You're
you with
so used to these gravelly tones.
Exactly.
Sexual gravelly tones, yes.
Rena was ecstatically waving her arms at me, already brimming with energy. What do you mean, good morning? It's already evening. Oh, there we go.
Go, Keiichi.
We've been bamboozled.
We've been bamboozled.
We've
been double bamboozled. He doesn't need the points,
yes,
but
he
sure.
Does.
All right,
just one.
Fine, just one. We'll take more later. We'll take him to fucking town. What?
What do you mean, good morning? It's already evening. Just say hello or something.
This voice of habit. I mean, but this is the first time I sing it today, so I think morning's right. It's right.
I got it. Okay, then good morning it is. Good morning, Rena. I grabbed Rena's head and rubbed it with my hand.
Ship.
She squirmed, reveling in the motion like a cat.
Ship harder! Ship harder!
All of these Mion shippers in the comments.
Get out! You guys are wrong!
Being so alienated by you right now.
You guys are wrong!
I feel like I need to, even though I just don't care, I need to take the Mion ship just to destabilize you.
I don't want you to. No, join me in the Rena Kingdom.
I refuse.
Where everything is cute and we get murdered once a week. It's fine, don't worry about it. By Rena. That's how it works.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to betray you by some point.
No! You can't!
Hey, K-chan. Sorry about yesterday, I left without telling you. I know, it's my fault. Sorry for making you wait so long.
Are you talking about setting up for the festival yesterday? How was it, Keiichi-kun? Did you do your job properly?
The slight muscle pain throughout my body and my sluggish movements were already obvious. I did great. Wait, what?
Did Mion just answer? What happened there?
I think Mion just moved for no reason.
I think that she... No, wait. Was that a joke? Is that like Mion...
I don't know. I'm
Like
just gonna read this as
impersonating
Keiichi.
him?
I did great. I'm pretty worn out now though. I grin dryly and the three of us break out into laughter. Where's Sadako and Rika-chan? Are we meeting up with them at the festival?
Yep. Rika-chan's actually been there since yesterday because she has such an important job. I think Sadako-chan stayed with us, so they're already at the shrine.
Right, I just remembered. Today was Rika-chan's big performance. She'd been practicing especially hard for this day. As a friend, I needed to make sure I went up and cheered her on. Alright, let's go right away.
Yeah! False enthusiasm is best enthusiasm.
Who speaks like that? Who just actually shouts,
Yeah, let's go! People play Mario Party.
Really?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sure I've mentioned in this playthrough before, but there's a mechanic where you after you beat an activity together, all the players have to pump their fists holding the Wii control at the same time and go, yeah, and you get more coins for doing it.
Oh my god.
It's amazing.
That's ridiculous. As we come closer to the shrine, we started passing by more people and seeing a lot of parked cars. Began to get noisier too. I thought I could hear something like a Bond dance song.
Yeah, Bond dance. Woo!
Without being able to restrain my impatience, I dashed up the entire flight of stone stairs.
Oh boy. Keiichi-kun, you're going too fast. Wait for me.
Man, K-chan, you're such a little kid.
You're damn right.
Such a baby boy.
Such a baby boy, you couldn't hurt a fly.
Oh, the shrine grounds, they're packed with people. It's a festival if ever I saw one.
Wow, they went all out this year too. Amazing, amazing.
They're coming from Hinamazawa. Veteran old man from the Kimiyoshi branch family is here too. That old guy went home from Watanagashi last year and stayed in bed ever since. Yeah, there are a lot of villagers here that I didn't really know. They must have all been pouring in just for today.
Oh, here's Sadako-chan. Hey.
Fuck, that transition's so bad.
No, it was flawless. I couldn't even tell a change. The music change was not even obvious. Flawless, Rikushi. Done again.
It is in the rabble. Hello, yes to you all.
Hello, yes.
Yo, Sadako.
Yo, what up?
I feel like we had this exact moment last festival where I was like, who's speaking like this?
Fucking Keiji.
Yo, Sadako.
Yo, what up, fam?
What's up? There's a lot of people today. Don't you get lost in the crowd, okay? Who do you even think you're talking to? I'm at least 12 foot tall.
Oh, God.
Sadako too seems somehow energetic. Of course, I'm the same way.
Good lord. Huh? Where's Rika-chan? She says for town, doesn't she?
Rika was giving her respects to the mayor and other important people. She shall come before long.
She shall arrive in her chariot soon enough.
I see, Rika-chan is the shrine maiden for today's festival after all.
Wait patiently, peasants.
It's probably a pain for her to say hello to all the elders.
God damn it. It really is a pain.
Wow, she appeared out of nowhere. Like magic.
I love her. Hello, everyone. Oh, Rika-chan, I want to take you home.
Rika-chan wore an immaculate shrine maiden outfit that looked fresh off the shelves. It was a perfect fit for her and somehow mystical appearance. How does it fit? It's not too long, is it? My grandma gave me some safety pins just in case the sleeves are too long.
Ooh, she's too cute. It's all right. It really is comfortable.
As she spoke, she began to do some twists and stretches.
It's great, it's so cute! How?
There was approximately one person here getting a nosebleed from watching Rika-chan move.
God damn it, Rena. Keiichi-kun, don't you think she's cute? Don't you? If you don't, then she'll be mine and I'll take her home with me!
I think she's really cute. Totally cool. Enough that I want to pretend to be her big brother or dad and take pictures with
Let's
her.
fight to the death of
If we take a picture from 2 different places and make it stereoscopic, we can eat or rather stare at a real-life Rika-chan at our houses whenever we want.
Sorry, what?
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 Oh, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic.
Rena's eyes and mine glinted with stars as our noses bled and we drooled.
That's fucking horrifying.
Thank you, Keiichi.
Best characters, best couple. Ship.
Rika, you'd best stay away from them.
Yes, or I might get locked away in a basement somewhere.
Is that foreshadowing?
What?
Did I just smell foreshadowing?
Maybe.
You look like you're enjoying it though, Rika-chan.
Me. You're being harsh.
We all laughed together again.
It was a fun time.
Okay, let's not hang around here. Let's get to the festival. There's not much time left until Rika-chan's big debut. Yeah, you're right. Great, let's go, everyone.
Yeah! Let's do it!
What games do we have this time?
I don't know.
Yo!
Yo, what up?
If it isn't the daughter of Sonozaki.
Who's this fucking nerd?
Eat up!
Wait!
The yakisoba is packed full of pork.
Yeah, get that yakisoba! Is that good shit?
Here we filled it up as much as we could. We even put in fried calamari.
Is that good stuff? Yeah!
Got you, old timer. The yakisoba this year looks like quite an achievement.
Finger guns.
You have a squid too. You put a ton of time into this, didn't you?
Finger guns. Wow, it is tasty. It's so tasty.
Yeah, the squid is delicious, but the aroma is just fantastic and wonderfully compensates for how soft it tends to be. There's a delightful amount of squid and pork in it too. Yeah, not bad at all, I say. Kei-chan, you sound like you could walk into a cooking program and become the host.
Definitely could. Yeah, when I see Keiichi-kun acting like it's so good, it somehow tastes even better.
I don't discriminate amongst delicious food, so anything I say is tasty, it's gotta be worth trying out, right?
Then, Keiichi, please, give us your opinion of this yakisoba again.
I'll do it in 2 words.
Pretty good.
Absolutely scrumptious.
Fuck off. That's it. That's his tagline.
How do I do that hand sign? Like absolutely.
I don't fucking know.
I can't bend my fingers.
They can't even see what you're doing. What is the point of this?
What is the? I declared what I was doing before I did it.
Thank you.
I had a second stomach. I'd buy another one. Sorry, I didn't see the if appear. If I had a second stomach, I'd buy another one right now. Having heard my 3-star rating, a whole line of people suddenly formed in front of the yakisoba stand.
Oh my god.
Now before anyone's like, whoa, 3 out of 5 stars, that's a 3 Michelin star rating.
It's true. It's true.
That's the best.
It's very exciting. It's the best rating you can get. I'm not big into cooking, I'll be honest.
We've had this discussion
ratings
before on this.
Regular cooking though, I enjoy. Look, I make a mean mashed potato.
Mashed potato.
If there are any ladies out there who want to eat a good mashed potato, I'm there.
I'm a big fan of Moroccan lamb. That's like one of my favorite.
What distinguishes Moroccan lamb from like regular lamb?
The spices on it?
What are the spices? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay. So you like food, but you don't know what's in it. Good, I'm glad.
Well, like, here's the thing. If you were like, yo, go make me a Moroccan lamb, I'd be like, hold on, let me pull up my favorite recipe.
Yeah.
And then go get you, but I could
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
I could not just walk into a store and do it off the top of my
Let's
head.
just pause the video and go make a Moroccan lamb. Let's do it.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, bye, guys.
Boy, this Moroccan lamb sure is good.
So good.
Oh my god, there's so many spices
Thank
in
God
it
we made
that I will not be naming because you should all go find your Moroccan lamb yourself and tell me how good it is.
Wow, that's amazing. Kei-chan said it was so good that a little crowd started to form. Not bad.
It's ridiculous.
There's nothing to brag about, but I still decided to stick out my chest and put on airs.
Not like normal. Definitely different cage of normal.
Oh, is that so? Then perhaps I shall try it out. Mister, could I perchance bother you for one takoyaki?
Oh my god, I love this.
Sadako brought a stick of takoyaki balls of fried octopus from the adjacent stand and after blowing on it, put one of them into her mouth.
How is it, Sadako-chan? If you give it a good rating, then Rena will buy it too.
Chomp chomp, chew chew.
Yay!
Gulp.
You made the sound.
Thank goodness all of those sounds.
Now it's time for the Anamza Michelin Judge Sadako Hojo to give her impressions.
Do you think that was Rana?
Yes, I'm taking it. I don't even care. We're going with it.
Well done. See, I told you it was a Michelin star.
There you go.
As she was all for it a moment ago, Sadako hesitated to give her thoughts. You know, what's the matter? Everyone else takes one of their own and puts it in their mouths.
What is happening?
Why was that the sound effect we chose?
I don't know.
Rena got gipped.
That was my line.
I know.
Rena got gipped. Mine's bad too. There's no octopus in it.
The takoyaki vendor. Could this be some sort of summer festival-only octopus-free takoyaki stand? An evil takoyaki stand that skimmed on the octopus because they figured it would make them good money today. Mine has some, yes. It's pretty good considering there's octopus in it.
Oh boy. Shit.
How am I supposed to explain that this octopus-free takoyaki is any good? Everyone wondered about that. Our quizzical look seemed to be drawing equally dubious stares from the people in line.
How has she turned this around to her own advantage? How about this? Takoyaki without any octopus is really healthy. Star.
Good save, Rana.
And even people who don't like octopus can eat this delicious takoyaki. Star.
Loving your positivity. Oh, thank goodness the music.
Star.
After hearing that, several surprised guests left the line.
No, baby girl knows what's up.
The exact opposite effect.
No, baby girl, no.
All right, then I'll give it a try next. A self-inspired take on takoyaki in which you can clearly taste the simple flavors of the flour, green onions, and pickled ginger. The unaffected taste is bolstered by the absence of octopus.
Nope.
Wasn't half bad, but after hearing there's no octopus in it, caused even more people left the line. Did they not hear it the first time? These people fucking deaf?
It's a new crowd that just forms each time.
Rika-chan, any good comments? You can be honest.
400 yen is too much for this.
Fucking roasted.
Right!
Yeah, that was too honest. Even more customers leave the line dealing a lethal blow.
Oh no.
There are other takoyaki stands around after all.
I mean, should we be taking people to go to the good takoyaki instead of the shit takoyaki?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Isn't this fine? Aren't they just drawing attention to bad practice in the culinary arts?
I think so.
This is fine.
They're doing the right thing.
You fucking nerds.
Doing the right thing by the people. Well, we might not want to be doing this.
They're regular Robin Hoods.
Hey, Sadako, you started all this, so give us a great big turnaround.
No! Fuck them! They made shitty
I can't
food.
do it! How do you expect me to lavish praise upon takoyaki without any octopus in it?
Yeah!
God, you idiot.
No, fuck them. They made bad food.
Sadako's angry outburst was the finishing blow.
If people start getting salmonella from eating something, you don't tell more people to go there like there's free salmonella. Don't. Kick it away. Get out of here. The customers are all gone. Huh? The guy's staring at us. Why is that? Why is that? Oh.
There's no saving this crowd. Perhaps I, Kichimarabara-sama, will lend a generous
I will help out this fucking scummy practitioner. Keiichi-kun, you could do it.
But that's against the scheme.
What?
She doesn't use honorifics for him. What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
It's a different Rika. We want you to save the takoyaki vendor who didn't put any octopus in.
And smile as you say something so bitter. Alright, fine. This may be the only chance to get to see a pro at work, so watch carefully.
Awful. Awful. No.
I shoved the stick into an octopus-less takoyaki and crammed it into my mouth. As before, there wasn't any octopus in it. But Mion's had some in it. That was the important point.
God damn it. Here we go.
The magician of words.
Yeah, here he comes.
The man who runs this takoyaki stand, he truly loves takoyaki in every meaning of the word. No, it could be even said that he adores it.
Fucking hell.
Everyone gasped in surprise, including the takoyaki vendor glaring at us. He actually hated it. This man truly does love takoyaki, and because he loves it, he doesn't want to create half-hearted random ones. Isn't that right? The takoyaki vendor looked us down unsure.
Ooh.
Those watching were listening intently, wanting to know why octopus-less takoyaki deserves such a high rating. Kichi-san, if you really and truly love takoyaki that much, why did he make takoyaki without octopus at all? Is he not betraying that very takoyaki? You may be right. In one sense, it is a betrayal. However, it's the best possible compromise this man could find. This man is making real takoyaki today as he always does. However, only one or two of them on each stick are the real ones. Well, you're right. The one I ate had octopus in it. And considering it did actually have it, it didn't taste bad at all, you know? Right. That's a bona fide takoyaki. And as for the other ones, it's the biggest compromise he could make against the biases of the general populace, who will think there needs to be 8 pieces on the stick, or else it's not real takoyaki.
Huh? Keiichi-kun, I don't understand what you mean. Why is one of them the real thing and all the other ones are fakes? Why?
The secret lies in the octopus.
Oh, shit.
Mister, this octopus, it's true Akashi octopus, isn't it?
Oh.
In recent years, the number of octopuses caught in Akashi has decreased and the prices have risen drastically. The prices are now so high that you wouldn't think of using them in takoyaki. Then the man who'd been looking down this entire time mumbled.
Yeah, that's right. Akashi octopus, it's very expensive.
But this man absolutely had to have the Akashi octopus. He could have bought much worse quality octopus for cheaper as much as he wanted, and he would have been still able to fool everyone. There are plenty of other scamming takoyaki vendors claiming they're from Akashi even though they're not. But this man wouldn't accept it. He wouldn't tell lies. Akashi octopus is supreme. He would never relinquish
this one stubborn conviction.
God damn it.
This man loved takoyaki. That's why he never lied. Yet, there's one point he absolutely had to compromise on. What might that be? The number. The popular opinion is that a stick of takoyaki should have 8 pieces on it. Even if it's real Akashi octopus, he couldn't charge 400 yen for just 1 piece, could he? If he didn't have 8 pieces, nobody would buy them. This man wept over it. In order to make just 1 true piece of takoyaki, he wouldn't ever let himself lie through the other 7.
He slaved over a hot stove! Ah!
The octopus-free takoyaki vendor burst into tears. I gently clap one of his shoulders.
Fucking Keiichi.
What is this scene?
No matter what anyone else says, I'll never forget how genuine you are. You, sir, are a true vendor of takoyaki.
I love him.
You're the only one in the world with the right to call himself that.
Yeah, fucking Keiichi, the hero of the hearts. I love him. Best boy.
As I embrace the shoulders of this man, shedding his manly tears, those watching delivered a round of applause, moved by my speech. Everyone.
I beg of you, please eat some of this true takoyaki vendor's takoyaki. If we don't treasure a genuine man like this, then how can we protect the true path of the takoyaki?
The true path.
If nobody else will eat them, I will eat them all.
Huh? What? Everyone watching is lining up. Keiichi-kun, you did it. You did it.
Thank goodness, we've saved one stall and ruined the
They
others.
saved him. What do you mean? No, that was good. He was a good takoyaki vendor with only 2 balls of takoyaki per.
I think it's more they thought Kei-chan's propaganda speech was interesting rather than that the takoyaki actually looked good.
Oh,
Kei-chan,
God.
you could probably sell plain old rocks if you tried.
I would like to buy your rock. You would go over well at the entrance of Akihabara Station.
Rika, I've never heard of this Akihabara. Where is it?
Where is it, Ben?
Oh no, it's in Japan. What do you mean?
Where is it though, Ben?
I don't fucking know. Somewhere in Tokyo, maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure he'll tell us.
I'm sure they will. You don't.
The Akihabara district is like the
I know it's the Wii place.
the
I
Wii
know what it
place.
is. I don't know exactly where in
Okay.
the world it is. Just
Good,
in
that's
Japan.
all you needed to know.
Yeah, I know it's the Wii place. It's where all the maid cafes are that your friend went to. Put him on blast.
Fucking Jimmy the Skink.
Wait, was that him?
No.
That's a different friend.
He was on that trip though.
Oh, I see. What did Jimmy the Skink do at a maid cafe? You're scaring me. Do I want to know?
I can't speak these truths here. I just want you to know that I'm scarred to this day.
You're scarred? I don't want to know.
I stopped watching anime the day that he told me a story about that trip.
Okay, well, I just hope that I never have to hear it then.
Good.
Tell me after we're done
I
recording.
won't tell you.
Tell me after we're done recording.
Absolutely stunned at my successful pitch, the guy manning the stall next to this one called out to me.
Oh, you're trying to win my business. I'll kill you. Hey, you guys do that for my sweet stew.
Great, you will get the gist of it right. It's your turn this time, Rena.
Okay, I'll do my best. How? When apricot sweets are cold, they're very, very good. The apricot sitting so quietly and nicely on top of the syrup. How? It's so cute. I want to take it home. How?
It seems like she lost herself in this midway through. But a girl giving it such a natural praise was itself bringing in some customers. A line was quickly forming behind Rena.
Yay.
Such a shame they're doing all this work for free.
It's true. They would be paid to do this. They could be an organization of the people that sell things.
Next up is the Okonomiyaki stand. Sadako, you're up.
Salesman, if you will.
The crunch of the fried tempura batter mixed with yakisoba is simply to die for. With a huge piece of bacon laid on top, when you bite into it, it all comes flooding out. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Yeah, that's freaking great. I want to try some too.
Then a huge line formed at my words.
You know what? I don't even care.
It was Keiichi.
I don't even care.
I'm gonna
I don't care.
I'm gonna give him a
No,
point.
we don't give anyone points. You're giving him a point? Fuck you.
Giving him a point.
I want to talk, so it's fine.
Okay. What on earth is this? So basically all of these onlookers are just following us around to all the stands?
This works. When people hear about food from others and they try it for themselves, it tastes a lot better than it normally would.
That's science.
It is.
So that's it. Even Rika-chan was gorging herself on the food, getting sauce in the bib she'd put on to prevent her shrine maiden outfit from getting dirty.
This is adorable.
Nice, the older guys are getting into it too. Okay, Kei-chan, which one should I do?
Right, Neon, you're gonna do the stand next to that. Show them the depths of your power.
But Kei-chan, the stall next to that is...
Whoops. A goldfish scooping stand. Bit out of our element.
Don't drink the water.
No, as club president, I won't free no matter who or what my opponent. let's get started.
I look forward to a splendid performance, Mion-san. The onlookers were also watching Mion with hopeful eyes.
There were two of her.
Hello.
Did you see that?
Yeah, she
There were two of them.
teleported. She definitely
Oh my God.
teleported.
Welcome. Here's your net and ball. Oh wait, no. I think I fucked it up.
Yeah, that was the random thing. One point of Higurashi.
No, we already gave him a
No,
point.
we need another point.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
he
have
needs another
me
point.
give a point, then not give one when you fuck up. That's not fair. In this game that we designed for ourselves, so he deserves that point.
Okay, that's fair.
Welcome, here's your net and ball.
Okay, here we go. Goldfish are energetic today. They really look delicious.
Oh my.
Small things like that, you could crunch them down whole.
Mata?
Mion-san, what in the world are you saying?
Mi-chan, you eat them? Did you eat the one ran a court last year too?
No, I didn't say anything like that.
She totally did. She totally ate that goldfish. She
Neil's
totally ate
face went
it.
red and she shook it vehemently in denial.
I mean, you just said it so yourself. They look really delicious.
Oh, look who's here to shit on her sister.
You did indeed say so. My
Yay.
sister is omnivorous. She's anything that can go in her mouth.
Hey, Shion, how you doing? Finger guns. If they taste good, then maybe I'll try one next time. No, Rika.
Read your line.
Rena gets me. I am basically Reno. Rika-chan, don't. You'll get sick.
Wait a second. Hey, what the hell? Shion, how long have you been here?
Hey, okay, chat. Mion, everyone. Good evening. Where did you come from, Shion? I've been here since the bit with the yakisoba. You're all so loud that I found you right away. Gee,
Mion, yeah.
Jeez, you got nothing to do with this, do you? Go somewhere else already. Jeez, Mion, don't treat me so cruelly. Right, K-chat? You're okay with me being here, right?
She asked, grabbing my arm and putting her chest into it. Bounce.
Oh boy, it's getting hot in the ears. Keisha-kun, you're a pervert. Your nose is bleeding. Line, sir. Keiichi line.
When you
Otherwise,
squish a jelly
thank
donut,
you.
the jelly comes out, right? It's the same. This is something this isn't something I have any control of.
thank you. I was gonna give Rikushi points if you didn't say that line.
Is that right? Then will more come out if I squeeze harder?
Oh boy,
Eh?
star.
Shion's her cleavage is right up against my chest. Ugh.
Trip.
Ugh. Shion, what the heck are you trying to do?
How vulgar! I seem to have misjudged you.
What? You misjudged? Oh no! What about my flat chest?
Rika-chan clasps onto my other arm, rub. A plentiful plump feeling on my left shoulder and the sour sensation of a young unripe fruit on my right.
Thank you.
As he deserves.
Yeah, he deserved that.
Shion, Rika-chan, and I, our faces now bruised, fell on the ground, limbs sprawled.
Thank God.
Nice job, Rena.
Rena, best girl. Everyone's so dirty. How? Including yourself. But that's okay. Rena, punch me. It really hurts.
Rika, you get what you deserve. Sheesh, now Shion was here, the energy around us had increased by 120%.
It's suddenly way more perverted.
Your friends are so much fun, Mion. I never get bored of them. Right. If you weren't here, it would be way more fun, you know? I want to stay with you all, but if I continue seducing K-chan, my sister looks like she's literally going to bite my head off.
Foreshadowing.
So I'll retreat for now. I'll be back. See you, Mion. Don't be back. Get the salt. Someone get the salt. She's a leech! She's a leech!
Ah, I don't want to come back! That's why I was doing it, because she's a leech! Oh, shit.
After teasing her older sister so much, Shion ran away into the crowd of people and disappeared.
That's the twist, they're all leeches.
Oh my god, who knew we were such prodigal theorists?
I know, right? I'm so good at this.
I feel I've borne witness to a rare side of Mion-san.
When Mi-chan is with when Mi-chan is with Shi-chan, she looks kind of cute.
Rena smiled happily, earning her a whack on the head from Mion.
You deserve that.
Don't say dumb stuff, let's get to the next stand already.
Oh boy.
We went about just like that, really noisy and lively to the other stands. We were paying more money. money towards the beginning, but midway through the guys running the shops thought we were just too funny and we ended up being able to fool around without paying much more. Damn, what a business model.
Oh, God.
That noise.
Thump.
The vigorous sound of a big taiko drum echoed through the air.
Oh, boy.
Rika, it looks like it's time.
It's time! Yep, looks like it.
Alright, it's just about time for Rika-chan to appear in the offertory dance.
Dance time. Yeah. I'm a little nervous.
I believe in yourself. All of your sweat will definitely amount to something, Rika-chan.
Ian slapped hard on Rika-chan's back. That's right, you'll do fantastic, Rika.
I'll do my best. Yeah, there's the spirit.
I pulled my hand into a fist and raised it into the air.
Yeah!
Wow, he won points in Mario Party.
Yay!
We're rooting for you, Rika-chan. Go for it. Yay, remember?
Watching these idiots play Mario Party would be a riot. Go for it! Yay! You're gonna say it with me!
We did it, no.
Yeah, you fucker.
I'm sorry.
You'll be really bad at Mario Party.
I
Not
would.
because these nerds, they'd be
right.
the best. They'd all pump their fists at the exact same time.
I
they'd
feel
get all
like the
points.
way that you say baka
Baka.
has drastically influenced the way you say fucker.
Fucker. You motherfucker. You motherfucker.
Rika-chan gave her the best smile I'd ever seen.
Oh.
And then pivoted on her heel and ran off.
She's adorable. Whoa! Okay, we should get going too.
Alright, let's go cheer her on.
Yeah, let's go cheer her on.
You mustn't. You must keep silent during the performance.
We'll silently cheer.
I got it. Jeez, I rubbed a hand through her hair. She was worried about her good friend up to the end.
It's alright. We'll be able to hear your cheers through your face, KG, so it's alright.
Then we better hurry. All the good spots will be taken. Come on.
Leon ran off and everyone else followed a moment later. A large amount of people had already clustered into the tight space to watch the edifying dance.
Yay! Sounds like fun. Glad to be here.
Wow, this is a lot of people. I turned around to look at everyone else, but nobody was there.
Oh,
Where did everyone go?
what?
Probably got lost among all these people. Finally, I spotted the back of Mion's head on the other side of the crowd. Nope.
Nah, it's definitely me on.
Definitely doesn't look like I can get over there.
Well, we got separated. No big deal. We can just meet back up when Rika-chan's dance is over. Gave up on finding the others and wandered around, looking for a place where I'd be able to see better. Didn't take long for me to realize I'd have to settle for watching between the heads of the people in front of me, though.
That noise.
Thump!
Once again, an even louder taiko drum resounded. This one was to announce the beginning of the dance. I couldn't see very well, but it seemed like Rika-chan had come on stage with the elders, who were in priestly garb. I heard low exhalations of admiration and the seniors rubbing their prayer beads in gratitude. Everyone's heads were in the way and I couldn't see. It was really frustrating. We should have cut playtime short and come here to get good spots earlier. After Rika-chan intoned the prayer, she took the festival hoe and walked to the pile of quilts stacked on the altar. That's right. The point of the ceremony was to purify bedding to hold a memorial service, wasn't it? Then the solemn offertory dance began. She'd practiced using a mochi pounding mallet. That awkwardly shaped festival hoe Rika-chan held seemed really heavy. Back and forth, up and down. It was doubtlessly difficult to even lift in the air, but she sweated and waved, raised and dropped it again and again. She couldn't just deal with it and do it grudgingly. As the shrine maiden, she needed to retain the dignity and solemnity present at the festival. There must be a ton of pressure on Rika-chan's shoulders right now. Damn, why am I cheering her on from a place I can barely see her? I'm a friend, so she should be right up in the best rooting spot for her.
Kei-chan, over here.
Hello.
Someone tug lightly on the back of my shirt collar. It was Shion.
What are you doing here? I
She
just saw
beckoned me
Mion.
outside the crowded ring of people.
But we were with Mion.
She had a mischievous grin on her face, and I took it as her saying she knew a good place nobody else knew of.
Oh my.
With a padlock on it
What?
that he could break
What
open.
padlock? What are you talking about?
Ah, Shion, what's up?
Shh. Just be quiet and come with me.
After she told me, she ran in a big detour around the throng. Man, it's great to have someone who knows the lay of the land around here at times like this. Impressed though I was, I nearly lost sight of it right away. No more getting separated from me. I ran after her so that I wouldn't be left behind. As I wondered in anticipation what kind of secret spot Shion had in mind, we left the crowd of people and went around to the back of the shrine grounds.
Man, we can see the whole dance from here.
Hey, wait, where are we going? We're getting further and further away.
Shh. Just stay quiet and follow me. You'll understand soon.
Shion gave me a wink that reminded me of Mion as she said that. No sign of people and not much moonlight. It was dark. We'd gotten pretty far away from the crowd of people on shrine grounds. How are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance from here?
Good question, Keiichi.
I love
Almost
it.
like that's not where we're going.
Such a fucking idiot.
I see there's some high spot around here, isn't there?
I swear he's a smart boy.
Like a rooftop or something we
I
can look
swear.
down at, right?
I swear he is not a total idiot.
What? Why do we have to climb onto the roof?
Well, how else are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance?
Did you really want to see Rika-chan's dance?
I did.
Kei-chan, could it be your strike zone is really low?
I don't think we're understanding each other here. Weren't you going to show me somewhere I could see Rika-chan's dance from easily?
What? Who made that promise?
Huh? What's going on? Why me? Why do I always misunderstand Shion? Is it my fault? Am I just reading the wrong things into it? Why'd you call me all the way out here? With an expression that indicated she wasn't fooling around, Shion pressed her index finger to my lips and said slowly and quietly,
This place is a dark, dead, empty spot. You can't see it from the festival grounds, and now male and female of the same age are all alone together.
Huh? Could this be?
Could it be?
She's not planning something crazy again, is she?
Oh god, the nosebleeds are real.
Look over there, see?
Shion whispered, pointing into the dark underbrush. And there we saw 2 figures, one male and one
Who
female.
could it possibly be?
What's that? Is that?
Right at the scene of the rendezvous, of course. See, look closely. Can you tell who they are?
I peered intently into the dark at Shion's suggestion. It's Tamataki-san and Takano-san.
Flash.
Jesus, that was
great.
That was a janky transition.
That was great. Shion just became Takano.
You didn't see me like physically recoil, but
it was great. I saw it.
I know you did.
Yeah.
The 2 of them were clearly breathing quietly and glancing around to make sure nobody knew they were there, as they crouched before the entrance to a wooden storehouse-like building.
Oh boy.
What is with these transitions?
Tamataki became Shion.
They're so janky.
I love it.
Wait, Shion, could this be what you wanted to show me?
K-chan. You can see Rika-chan's...
Chamas.
Chama's
Rika
dance.
Chamas.
Any year, but you won't
what that
ever get
honorific
another
means.
chance to see this.
I'm curious what Chama means. It must be like super honorific. You know,
Maybe.
like a super honor.
Super honor.
Super honorific. Rika Chama. Yeah.
I thought the Sonozaki sisters each had their own personalities, but at times like this they seemed all too similar. I'm going back. Don't call me for something like this again.
If you move now, they'll see us.
At our noisy argument, Takano-san suddenly turned around.
Oh boy.
Oh my, who might that be?
We held our breaths and tried to wait it out, but it seemed like Takano-san was now acutely aware of our presence. Shion and I exchanged glances, then gave up and climbed up from behind the bush.
So Chama is apparently the baby talk version of Summer. So it's like a cute way of saying like someone's more important than you.
I see.
Apparently. So she's trying to seem cute and innocent.
Adorable.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Well, hello there. The moon sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it? My, if it isn't Shion-chan and my Barakan. Good evening. Yes, the moon certainly is pretty.
OMG, it's like a double date or something. Oh my. What's this? Keiji-kun, you sure are smart, you know that? Having a secret date in a place like this? Then I guess we accidentally interrupted something important.
Fucking Tomataki. Why is he got to be the one to die?
I love him.
I was so happy about it last time, but
He's
now...
such a beautiful boy.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
You're the ones who are meeting up secretly. Tamataki-san and
Hush.
Takano-san laughed to themselves, and it got on my nerves for some reason.
He's thinking out loud again.
It's great. Wait, isn't this Keiji or is this Tomataki again?
No, this is him responding to him thinking out...
Yeah.
Oh.
No. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
The one time you thought it was, it wasn't. Well, that's
the
not true.
only time.
It's not the only time at all.
This is all the other times.
Wait, so you two weren't having a little rendezvous then?
Of course we weren't. We're just taking pictures of birds, though I don't dislike that kind of romance. I feel like I've heard that exact line before in Umineko somewhere. That felt weird saying that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this wasn't the location of a rendezvous either of you two would want to see.
Oh.
Sorry for not living up to your expectations.
My. Scandalous.
If this wasn't a rendezvous, then what were you doing? Tomataki-san, were you messing around with the padlock on the door just now?
Tomatake.
After
Flash.
she said that, I looked at the two of them again, and I definitely saw it. They were hunched in front of a warehouse door, fiddling with a pretty heavy-looking padlock.
Guess we've been found out, huh? We were trying to break into the warehouse, but don't tell anyone, all right?
Don't tell anyone. You thieves or something? I demanded unthinkingly just because of how absently Tomataki-san was grinning.
Flash.
No, never. Thieves are people who steal things, right? It's not like we were trying to take anything out of here.
Yeah.
I see. Then why are you trying to unlock the door? This is the Forbidden Storehouse for ritual tools. They say only the Furuta family and a mere handful of others are allowed in.
I believe in you.
Forbidden Storehouse. I took a few steps back at that and looked at the entire warehouse. It certainly looked like one built removed from any signs of people, almost as if in secret. It was filthy, revealing how little it was ever opened, and it was built to be durable, giving a strange, overpowering impression. Now that I looked at it more closely, it was certainly different than normal warehouses.
This place, they're called ritual implements. Basically, this is a warehouse where they store such tools used in rituals. Well, more accurately, maybe it's a temple where the implements are enshrined.
the ritual Rika-chan is using for the offertory dance was inside here until today. Of course, if anyone but the Furuta family enters, they bring impurity into it, so absolutely no one is allowed in a single step inside it.
Yeah.
It's a sanctuary. Shouldn't we be absolutely not coming to a place like this, then? Over Takano-chan with...
Takano-chan! Oh my god, you do think she's cute.
I don't know where that came from.
That was great! Takano-chan!
Oh my
OMG.
gosh!
Like talking over
I
the
think
phone.
I think I had read ahead to childlike and put in that syllable.
Yeah, no, I believe you. That was great. If we call her Takano-chan from now on, I'd be in a
Fuck off.
She's adorable.
No, she's evil.
No, she's adorable.
She's evil, Ben.
She's got that cute little,
She's evil.
green sweater
However,
thing.
Takano was wearing a childlike expression, an innocent smile at best, and terribly cruel grin at worst.
Takano-chan, best girl.
I'm upset now.
No, it's too late now. It's too late. Can't take it back.
I can edit it out.
No!
I won't, but I could.
You better not!
I
I'll be
won't.
sad.
I told you I was researching Hinamizawa's folktales and legends out of an interest in them, didn't I? A lot of the answers to questions I'm curious about are hidden away inside here. I've waited all this time until today for this chance.
All of these years.
I feel like I'm acting this way more evil than it's intended, but that's how I'm reading it.
All of these years since I was entombed in the swamp itself, in an underground fortress, surrounded by demons. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Felix?
I'm just remembering the character I based this voice off and how exactly
It was
like
a good
this
choice.
she was.
It was a good choice.
It was such a good choice.
Yeah, I was very happy with that choice.
Chance everybody's eyes were fixed on the dance at the shrine grounds today. This was the ultimate blind spot.
Oh boy.
I see. I didn't know you had lockpicking skills, Tomotaki-san.
Oh, stop it. I don't want to be doing this, okay?
Points gun at his head.
Yeah.
Sorry for taking you along with me, but this was all thanks to you, Jiro-san. I really am grateful.
Sheesh. This is the only time. Understand, Takano-san? Chan.
Fuck off.
Takano-chan. I don't want to be sneaky into places like this.
You really are a good person, Jiro-san.
Oh.
Clink.
Ka-clink!
Tomotaki-san
Flash.
undid the padlock and placed it to the side.
It's open.
Thank you. At long last. Takano-san gulped with an unusually excited air about how she gave the heavy door a shove.
Yeah.
The sharp smell of mold and dust flowed out from the gap in the doors.
And then she exploded into crows.
Now witness my true
My
form.
form, yes! I will unleash my wrath upon this world. Like pukes up slime. Yeah.
I claimed curses didn't exist, but in this situation I could believe in them. We went into such a holy place with our shoes on.
At last, the shoe problem again. How did she forget shoes for the entirety of Umineko? But he just is so consistent here.
Shoes are just not important to the Umineko story.
I disagree.
We disagree.
If we went into such a holy place with our shoes on, it feels like we could be punished somehow.
Is it Tomitake or Takano? Yeah.
No, this is gotta be Takano.
It's gotta be, yeah.
How about it? Your accomplices too? You came all the way here, so why not come in and take the tour? It'd be a little field trip to a museum of precious cultural artifacts that conceal the secret history of
The
Hinamizawa.
secret of my power.
It's only open today. Wait, not accomplices or anything?
Aren't you interested, though? Come on, let's take a peek.
Jian said, predictably, linking her arm with mine.
Oh, that womanly charm of hers.
But we definitely shouldn't be doing this. It's a holy warehouse, isn't it? You said ritual implements, right? Really feel like we shouldn't go in.
I'm a part of the Sonozaki family, so I have a good guess at what we'll find in here. But I want you to see it too, Kei-chan.
You want to show something to me? Thought it was just a ploy, but Shion's eyes looked entirely serious. Of course, she was the sort who would lie with a straight face.
I just can't wait. Can't wait for it to just be just a baseball bat.
Just
in the entire shed.
Yeah. It's
Of
great.
course, I was an average boy too.
Just your regular
Such
run-of-the-mill
an
protagonist
average
could.
boy, not a special boy like Tomitaki said.
Flash.
My curiosity was at least twice that of a normal person.
So fucking stupid. Keep going. We're
Sleeping forbidden treasures.
Never to leave this warehouse. Chances like this don't come around too often. If I had to choose, then I want to see. Until the locked door is open, though. I don't know about this.
If you're not interested, Kei-chan, then you can leave now. I think you'll wonder about it later, though.
Flash. Wait.
Tomitaki-san spoke after listening to our discussion, himself having sat down on the stairs to take a short rest.
I'll keep watch here. Go in and check it out with them. I'm not too interested, but it might be pretty interesting for a young guy like you, Keiichi-kun. Foo.
He said, laughing mischievously. There was no ill will in his laughter.
Sure that wasn't.
Tomitaki-san, do you know what's in here?
Kind of. Takano-san told me all about it.
Must be a pain to have to go along with your companion's unique hobbies, huh?
Tomitaki-san didn't answer that, only responding with a pained smile. Takano-san had this kind of scary air about her, like she'd drop absolutely everything for something she had an interest in and go straight for it, but Tomitaki-san, on the other hand, seemed like the gold standard of what a normal person should be. Having him tell me so frankly to go check it out suddenly made the guilt feel lighter. Okay, but just a little. If it's not interesting, I'm leaving.
You got it.
Shun gave me another Mion-like wink.
If there are any ghosts or anything crazy shit in there, I'm out. I'm done.
Looks like we're decided. Shall we go inside? Jiro-san, we'll leave this to you.
Tomitaki-san waved his hand to see us off.
Whoa, it's a shed.
It's great.
It's time for Warehouse Adventures.
Oh boy! Is that the name of the episode?
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
The inside was pitch black, but that's a very derivative title. I kind of feel bad about it.
I don't care. It's amazing.
The inside was pitch black, but Takano-san turned on the battery-powered lantern she'd brought, revealing a pretty cramped front room.
It's so dark in here.
I thought he was staying outside!
I'm staying outside, but I wanted to just have a quick look in because I'm curious. Everyone, take care not to trip over anything and make sure to take off your shoes so they don't get full of sand.
I appreciate the concern. Okay, doorman, keep a good watch. We're shutting the door now.
Aye.
Takano-san smiled spitefully as if leaving Tomitaki-san out of something fun and began to close the door.
And, alright, everyone have fun. It's like a roller coaster in a spooky warehouse.
There was a low, heavy, and loud noise, and we were completely cut off from the outside world and covered in silent darkness. Takano-san's lantern was the only light we had.
You say lantern?
I said lantern.
That was amazing. I didn't know what kind of accent that was, but I loved it.
Lantern.
A lantern.
A lantern.
Pass the lantern, darling. I need to be able to see in this grimy place.
It's so hard
to do voices.
It's so hard.
Yeah, I feel you.
I feel so sorry for you and all of the agony you had to go through in Umineko. I never had scenes that were this bad.
We're going to talk about this, I think, in the episode 1 or the arc 1 recap, because there's one specific scene that I almost died in episode 6, and you are feeling exactly how I felt.
Yep.
So it's going to be great.
It'll be fine. It's an outdoor lantern with backup batteries inside. It won't go out or anything.
Looks like Takano noticed my uneasy expression. I couldn't help but blush a little and avert my gaze. Deeper inside, there was a heavy and old but sturdy door with some solemn decorations on it. It was the last door sealing away what was within.
Strange how it has an antechamber even though it's just a warehouse, isn't it? I believe it's set up this way so you can open one door at a time, never letting the room with all the tools be seen from the outside.
Takano-san explained this, awfully impressed by the construction. But still, it's really dark in here. Huh. And over there, it's... I spotted a circuit breaker hanging from a clump of wiring clumsily attached to the wall. Oh, here, isn't this the light switch or something? If I flipped the biggest switch I can find. With a click, the pitch-black room was illuminated by an old bare light bulb.
Don't touch that.
Everyone scrunched up their faces at the sudden strobe-like brightness.
Don't!
Sorry, I wasn't expecting you to actually tell him not to.
Before she even finished, she unslapped my hand and flipped the switch back. There was another loud click and the room returned to darkness with only the lantern for illumination. Ah! You can't, Kei-chan. We snuck in here, remember? If you turn on the lights, it might give us away.
I was scolded by Shion fairly harshly. Looked like she was worried about whether someone had seen from the momentary light.
It's alright. It was only for a moment. Takano-san remained a relaxed adult.
Yeah.
It seemed like she was confident she could talk her way out of it if someone did see us. Let's go in. Here we go. There. Even heavier door opened, and this time it wasn't just the dust that came out with the air. It was also a nasty smell. One smell was like opening a dust-filled cupboard in the back of a kitchen that hadn't been opened in years. And the other smell, the nasty one, was hard to explain, but it was like the raw odor of a fish market.
Ugh. That doesn't sound like fun.
I'm suspicious again.
A fish?
Oh yeah.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
oh,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Fish are very suspicious.
Fish are very
Especially
suspicious.
sweet fish. Watch out for those ones. They'll get you.
From how the sound echoed, this room felt far larger than the first. Takano-san held up her lantern and revealed the contents of the expansive room. Wow. Back wall of the storehouse, right in front of us was a Buddha-like holy object standing there looking down at us. I was taken aback by its unseen force lit up by the slender beam of the lantern. It's the guardian god of Hinamizawa, or Yashiro-sama.
Oh boy.
It's far grander than the one at the shrine.
Oh, Yashiro-sama. So this is the spirit protecting Hinamizawa. One guarding the holy land of Hinamizawa from the impurities of the outside world, and the one delivering punishment after punishment upon those who attempted to sully the land with dam construction.
Looks like there are far more tools stored here than I thought, but this is so sad. None of them have been maintained.
Oh.
Unfortunate they're in such a state.
Even in the dim light, I could see lots of strange objects lining the walls, ceilings, and shelves. Takano-san, speaking as if in a trance, was infatuated by the various implements filling the dark room. They weren't very festival-like or traditional, but instead, this was more like the workshop of a blacksmith or carpenter. There were a lot of large wooden and metal tools packed in here. Putting it bluntly, it was pretty boring stuff. I'd imagine there would be more artistic things in here from the Heian period, but these are a far cry from being cultural artifacts. My expression betrayed my dashed hopes, and they caught on right away.
Oh. Is this not interesting for you?
I'm not into literature or art, so I can look at this stuff, but I don't really understand its value.
Keiichiko, you really do look like you don't get it. I guess that's only natural. She said the thing.
Sorry, what?
She said the thing.
Yukishi, what are you doing? What are you up to?
What's up
shit?
here?
Takano-san reached into a paper bag that she'd been holding the whole time, took out a worn scrapbook, and began to flip through it.
And just for you, Keiichiko, and I'll tell you an old story. It's a common tale in this region. If you go to the library, it would even be on their recommended reading list.
Telling stories in such a dark, creepy place. She must have a horror story in mind. Shion's face belied nothing but calm. If she had the same personality as Mion, she'd have found fault with me being scared. I'll endure it for now and pretend to be calm.
Okay, alright, I'll read it.
After confirming I was going to be quiet and listen, she began to speak softly like a kindergarten teacher reading a picture book.
These transitions,
It
goddamn.
just ruins the atmosphere.
It really does.
In a really bad way.
Not like we're doing a particularly good job of maintaining
true,
it, but
it's okay. If you're looking for atmosphere, this is not the playthrough to be watching. If you want,
if you want atmosphere, watch this playthrough.
you don't think a playthrough?
No,
Oh, wait.
this one.
What?
This is the atmosphere playthrough. It's just the wrong atmosphere.
Oh, right. It's the exact opposite atmosphere of what Ryuji intended. I understand.
Long, long ago, in a certain village in the mountains, there was a swamp.
Oh boy.
The swamp was very, very deep. Some even called it bottomless. People said it was connected to hell, the land of demons. Rumors said that it was deeper than the ocean, and that anyone swallowed would sink into the underworld. A bottomless swamp. Its name was Onigafuchi.
Wait, I thought back to the story I heard yesterday about the sacrifices sinking in the bottomless swamp. Could that be the swamp she's talking about?
I thought they named the swamp yesterday. I'm so confused.
Onigafuchi.
So then the village was Hinamizawa, right?
You catch on quickly. That's right.
Nice work. You figured it out.
Though it was called Onigafuchi village at the time.
Oh shit.
Onigafuchi village. That's a pretty inauspicious name.
It evokes quite the image, doesn't it? I hear that the name was changed in the Meiji period.
The name of the swamp connected to hell was called Onigafuchi, which meant the demon's abyss.
That's fun.
And the name of this village, Hinamizawa, was Onigafuchi village.
The villagers belonged to that abyss, or to hell in other words. They lived their lives worshipping the swamp and the swamp said to connect to it. But then one day, demons began to appear, one after the other, from deep in the swamp. The villagers feared that hell was overflowing. The demons mercilessly attacked the villagers. They could only watch in fear. They could do no more than hide themselves and tremble.
So did someone exterminate them?
Unfortunately, there's no Momotaro or Superman in this fairy tale.
Then did they get the whole village together to fight them?
Heavens, no. The villagers weren't nearly strong enough to fight on equal terms with the demons.
Then the only recourse would be to flee the village.
They couldn't do that either. To the villagers, it was their beloved homeland. Didn't matter how terrifying the demons, they wouldn't have to run away so easily.
Then what did they do? They just get wiped out? Unable to fight and unable to run. All they could do was wait for the village to be destroyed. And when everyone had lost hope, their god, Oyashiro-sama, descended onto them. I see. So Oyashiro-sama came down from the sky and beat all the demons then.
Yeah, like Jesus.
Such a boy, Kei-chan. He always jumps straight to using force to resolve things. Yes, Keiichi always jumps to force to resolve things.
It's true. That's what he does.
Shion sighed, a little annoyed. Embarrassed, I held my tongue. The thing about Oyashiro-sama, he wasn't a violent god who would beat them up, like you're saying. He was a kind god filled with love and benevolence. The strength of Oyashiro-sama descended from the heavens couldn't be compared to that of the demons. They didn't even fight, they simply prostrated themselves before his radiant authority. Oyashiro-sama urged them to go back to hell from whence they came, but the demons wept and challenged him, saying they could never return. The world of the demons, too, has harsh commandments. They claim they had been banished from hell. Demons who didn't have a place to go either in hell or in the human world. Of course, they were at fault for attacking the village. They deeply reflected on it and were sorry. As the villagers conversed among themselves, little by little they came to pity the demons, and after talking with everyone in the village, they decided to live alongside them.
What you think about?
I'm thinking about,
Demons-
stuff and things.
Demons living in the village?
It's weird. It's like, I don't know, the way I read it, just like as a first reaction, is that like clearly people who are afflicted by whatever it was that afflicted Keiichi last chapter are like the demons, like, these quote-unquote creatures came from hell and started attacking the people, but then, they came to understand what was actually going on, or something along those lines, or
Maybe.
it came to interpret it this way.
Sure. Maybe.
And now that they're like, I guess living alongside them is to say that the problem's not gone, but the village just like puts up with it in one way or another. I don't know. That's just like my first stab.
Sure. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Demons are fun.
A lot of fairy tales have them being exterminated or driven away, but you don't often hear one where they live in peace.
You're right. Demons are supposed to symbolize all evils. A story where they decide to live together with humans is certainly strange.
When the demons first heard the village's invitation, they doubted their ears, but soon burst into tears of joy. The villagers had given them a place to live, so that in payment for this good deed, the demons shared their many kinds of power and secrets with the villagers.
Oyashiro-sama was very pleased with this happy exchange. He gave the demons the bodies of humans so that they would be indistinguishable from the villagers. He himself decided to stay on the surface and watch over the everlasting peace between them.
A land in which man, demon, and god live together. I thought the word demon was a noun meaning evil that needs to be exterminated. God may have mediated for them, but you don't often hear happy endings like this where both sides live in harmony. I guess it is kind of interesting.
Although the normal fairy tale ends there, it was revised quite a bit during the Edo period into a much longer story.
Interesting.
After that, the humans and demons intermixed, and eventually there was no difference between them. So the demons ended up disappearing.
No, not at all. Half of them stayed just as they were.
The knowledge the villagers had received from the demons basically made them into something inhuman, what people call transcendent. They were well aware of the power they had was heresy, and as those below worshipped them, they lived out their lives in secrecy.
The story is the root of many derivative tales and pieces of fiction. It's the foundation, I mean. The basis.
What do you mean by root?
She means the part about the villagers having demon blood. What I mean is all of the legends from around here are based on the premise that the villagers are descended from demons.
There's a hint of amusement in Shion's face as she said that. It was like she wanted to say that she too had demon blood in her. Is there any proof, though? Maybe it's somehow rooted in historical fact beyond just fairy tales.
Oh, my Barakan. And you believe that demons really did come out of the swamp and bred with humans?
Oh, well, it's not like I don't believe it, but when she said demon, she meant the ones from hell, but in ancient Japan, the word wasn't necessarily used to denote only that, right? More well-known uses involve drifting foreigner theory. As the story goes, Westerners who were shipwrecked in nearby seas had markedly different customs, and they were called demons. Japanese people were relatively similar in appearance to other Asians, but everything about those from the West was different. Their physiques, their faces, and their skin color. In Japan, terms like red demon and blue demon evoke images especially of Westerners. Lacking in skin pigments, Westerners would sunburn easily and turn red. Being fair-skinned, I think, blood vessels appearing on their skin would look blue too. A handful of ancient aliens would drift into Japan and came under persecution, being called demons. They would flee into the mountains to survive, turn into bandit groups, and then attack villagers for food and the like. How does that explanation sound? Maybe it's a bit childish. Takano gave me a weird smile. Having come up with such an impromptu hypothesis, I unconsciously followed it up with self-deprecation. Still, she didn't smile as if to make fun of me. It's not ridiculous. There are a lot of people who subscribe to the drifting foreigner theory. Even so, nobody actually knows what happened. Were they groups of foreigners who had turned to banditry, or were they really demons who had come from the bottom of the world? Then, Takano-san, which one do you believe? Truth of the matter aside, I'd rather believe the more fantastic explanation. It's more fun that way, isn't it? Her answer made her sound a wee bit like a romanticist. I thought she'd reject unrealistic stories like that. Now then, this is where the fun begins. Play the clip!
No!
Takano-san brought an end to her storytelling and waits for a moment as if to tantalize us. They were changing tense again, why?
Because it's just gonna make a little bit of sense.
Question mark.
I have a question for you, Felix. Are you familiar with the literary device of the red and the blue demon?
Yes, but,
Okay.
just go into it lightly to make sure we're on the same page.
So it's to denote two things that look the same, or two characters that act in the same sort of role, but are fundamentally different in some way. It's kind of similar to the principle of silver and gold in alchemy.
Yeah.
Or the sun and the moon. So two things that, you're like, these are the two best friend characters, but one of them's shy introverted, the other one's extroverted, that sort of jam. Just making sure you're on board with that.
Yes, I'm definitely on the same page there.
Cool.
Suddenly, Shion looked around as if something had caught her eye. I also do in that note, it's this, and then Shion's the next one to speak.
Yep.
Her head bobbles to and fro like she was making sure nothing had changed.
What's wrong, Shion?
I'm sorry. Please don't worry about it.
Shion pretended as though nothing had happened. Takano-san also made sure nothing had happened, then cleared her throat and breached the next subject.
I explained that half of the villagers have demon blood. That blood, they actually say it's the blood of the kind of demon that eats people.
And eating demons. That escalated quickly.
Oh.
That blood still runs through the villagers' veins. They say that sometimes the blood awakens from its slumber.
I thought the fairy tale had a happy ending, with humans and demons living in peace, but it began to suddenly change into a brutal, bloody story.
Well, they eat people. Say that every decade or so they can't help but want to feast on human flesh. Villagers can't eat other villages, so when this happens, it's said they descend upon the human villages and conduct onikakushi.
What's an onikakushi?
Broadly speaking, it's when a demon kidnaps someone, when a person is demoned away. They say the villagers of Onigafuchi would overwhelm unfortunate human villagers in order to kidnap sacrifices.
Takano-san's explanation was plain and simple, but when I imagined what it must have been like, I was terrifying. They lose their human reason. The villagers turn into real demons en masse. They attack the villages they loathe, the dirty world of the masses below. Then they kill and eat their sacrifices. So they're no different from demons after all. What did Oyashiro-sama do? Wasn't he supposed to be staying in the village and watching over them?
Oyashiro-sama knew about it, of course. Onikakushi isn't indiscriminate. The villagers apparently never kidnapped anyone other than the sacrifice decided upon by their god. In the text, it's usually one or two people.
Village inhabited by those both human and inhuman. It was like the heartwarming episode's colors had inverted like a negative film, revealing the painful and ugly truth.
That's... fucking Ryukishi.
It's so great because every time Keishi's having those moments in Arc 1, the screen goes negative.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
He's a clever motherfucker.
So on the nights when they raided villages, they would feast on their kidnapped sacrifices, which is why the nights came to be known as Watanagashi. Watanagashi, tonight's festival was Watanagashi. I just couldn't reconcile the fun festival with the horrible tale Takano-san was telling me.
Hooray for dualities.
Watanagashi, well, wasn't it about giving thanks to the futons we use over the winter or something?
Kei-chan, Wata has another meaning, you know.
What does it mean?
It means entrails.
Oh boy!
Thank you for your reaction there, Ben.
I just wanted to make sure that it was on record.
That's such a weird pairing.
I don't know how it works either.
Cotton and entrails.
Yeah. Apparently that's just, there are two meanings.
Like, I suppose the, threads of cotton is, not that far of a stretch.
Yeah, it's the cotton is the guts of the pillow.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know how to explain it to you, but apparently that's a thing in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It's not cotton, it's entrails. Have fun with that one.
I will. Shion, who had been silent until now, spoke up.
Entrails, oh yeah, I guess that's true. Like fish guts.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Like a jigsaw puzzle of fun times I had today, and Takano-san's grotesque tale clicked together in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
What an Nagashi, so gut spilling. Didn't think saying that could ever feel so nauseating.
Yes. It's as you imagine, my Barakan. Right now, the Watanagashi Festival might just be a somewhat early summer festival occurring during every June, but it used to be different. It used to be a ghastly, cannibalistic feast, held on the night the villagers had collected their unfortunate dinner.
Oh boy!
That can't be true.
It can and it is!
I had no real reason to say that, but I couldn't help it.
My Barakan, you said that Watanagashi is a ritual about purifying futons, right? What do you think the futons filled with cotton with water represent?
Futons are futons. They're beds. They're things for sleeping in. What else could they possibly represent? I was rattling on, desperately attempting to deny the horrible festival that Takano-san was describing. Deep down, however, I found myself understanding all too well what she meant. Futons stuffed with cotton. If the cotton represented entrails, in both pronunciation and meaning, then entrail-filled futons would have to be humans.
Why don't you think back to the offertory dance Rika-chan performed? Do you know what she was doing up there?
No, I don't. I didn't even watch the whole thing anyway.
Shh. Kei-chan, you're getting too worked up.
She grabbed one of my ears, reminding me that this wasn't somewhere I should raise my voice. Even so, I still can't suppress the agitation I feel.
Rika-chan was carrying a festival hoe. You probably realized it already, but that's not a hoe for plowing fields. It's a tool for dissecting human bodies.
I didn't see the dance all the way through, so I don't know what kind of performance Rika-chan was putting on after I'd left. When I told this to Takano-san, she kindly explained Rika-chan's dance to me. To summarize what she said, after what I'd seen, Rika-chan would pierce the futon with that hoe, cut them open, and pull out the cotton inside.
Such a cute little dance.
She'd cut the cotton out one bit at a time and set it afloat. That's the kind of ritual it was.
Broadly speaking, it was quite the bombastic ceremony where they'd rip out the guts and throw them into a basin. And then the ritual was over. It's thought that afterwards the villagers, each within a different role, dismantled the flesh piece by piece and feasted upon it.
At Takano-san's strangely happy giggle, I felt for some reason violent displeasure. Rika-chan, every day during our lunch breaks, she'd take a rice-pounding mallet in the schoolyard, and she'd work so hard, sweating bullets, to practice for the offertory dance she'd done today. All that effort, all that work. Takano-san disgraced it, even though she worked so hard to practice for today.
Takano-san, I think you should choose your words more carefully. Kei-chan's pretty naive, so please don't tease him so much.
A moment before I opened my mouth to express how angry I was, Shion stopped me. Shion must have been fully aware of how that story made me feel.
I'm sorry, I thought you'd like a story with that sort of shock value since you're a boy.
Takano-san spoke without a hint of malice as she smiled gracefully. I disagree, that's 100% malice there.
No malice there.
After hearing all that, did you figure out what kind of stuff is in this storehouse, Kei-chan? See, look.
Shion pointed out the walls vaguely illuminated by the lantern's light. Mere moments ago, they hadn't held my interest. They were just boring-looking tools lined up on the shelves. All those uninteresting tools I didn't understand how to use. They all suddenly took on a new meaning, and I couldn't help but let out a groan. First, they looked like carpentry tools, like chisels and planes. However, when I thought back, I'd seen pictures of these sorts of tools before. Yeah, they came up in Japanese history textbook. On the page introducing the Kaitai Shinso, or the new text on anatomy.
It's good. I'm very impressed with you, Felix.
These sorts of things, they're printed realistically in the literature of Germany. Capital of the medical world, this can't be Keiichi.
I guess it's not.
These aren't carpentry tools. These strangely shaped tools, they're for dissection.
Wait, no, but it ended.
I know.
What happened? You know what? Whatever, it's fine.
I'm just doing my voice. This isn't me acting anyone.
No, it was. That was definitely a Takano
voice. That was not.
That was 100%. Vote in the comments if you think that was a Takano voice or a Felix voice.
That was 100% me.
That sounded like a Takano. No,
Nah, you are definitely wrong.
You're barking up the wrong tree, sir. I know you better than you know yourself, you fool.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Wow.
Everyone noticed that in the Edo period, they would dissect the corpses of those who'd been put to death in order to gain knowledge about Western medical techniques. Illustrations of the dissection tools they used at the time came up in textbook supplements. The things hung up on the wall looked exactly the same as those. If you want a scarier way of looking at it, think of them as cooking utensils. Takano-san, holding the lantern, the only light source in the room, led us along the wall. She had the only light, so I had to walk after her whether I liked it or not. Look. Takano-san illuminated a coiled chain which left a bigger impression than the other things we saw. The chain in itself was nothing unusual, but further along it were metal fetters that were hinges clearly meant for binding people.
Kei-chan, look at that.
She tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to a restraining table that was clearly shaped like a person. My spine froze. My blood felt like it was turning into a sherbet as it crawled up my back. On each of the joints there were things like chains and iron balls attached. It was like the table was searching for its next sacrifice, ready to spread their arms wide and close them in.
Sounds fun.
It's probably a chopping block. I think you'd strap the sacrifice down to prep them for eating.
Or its chopping block sent a jolt through my body. When I looked more closely, there were many dark slices carved into it as though from a knife or a saw. They're the most clear-cut signs of usage you could ask for. It proved these tools weren't just for show, they were used in their original purpose. If someone was strapped tightly into this table, they probably wouldn't be able to move even a muscle. Their guts would be defenseless. You'd take one of those eerie cooking knives lined up over there and stab them with it. And then you'd slice open their belly and dissect them.
I'd heard the stories, but this is incredible.
Before coming in here, Shion mentioned that she had a good guess of what was inside, but it seems to have exceeded her imagination.
There's still more? How about it? More fascinating than a wax museum, isn't it?
Takano-san had this happy expression like she was visiting a toy store for the first time. I don't get it. This Mio Takano person has nerves of steel. These bizarre, grotesque objects that fascinating to her. I, for one, was not enjoying myself. I'll be frank. This was all too weird for me.
I feel you, Keiichi.
Still, there was something even more horrifying than all this. That would be none other than Takano-san herself. Takano-san holding the lantern, giving off such a thin beam of light. If she suddenly turned it off, then what would I do when, the next moment, everything went totally dark? That's why I was scared. Takano-san had the only light, and anyway, I was scared. At some point, Shion had started holding onto my shirt sleeve. It was a little annoying to walk like that, but I didn't shake her off. That minor sensation allowed me to feel the presence of an ally here and now. Before we'd even walked halfway through the storehouse, the air I felt on my skin changed completely. These cruel tools lined up, all crammed together in this place. Some were horrible ones made to take away the sacrifice's freedom, and some were tools made to efficiently disassemble and prepare the bodies for consumption. Those were just the things I understood. There were plenty of other strange-looking objects that I couldn't even guess the purpose of. Now that I was here, I didn't have the slightest desire to hear the details about what sort of terrifying reasons they were meant to be used for. At the time, at the very least, they were all completely different from the sort of clean, simple killing function of a katana. Tools to kill people were obviously constructed in such a way that they could kill people. If that was the goal, then the person you used them on would obviously end up dead. The kinds of tools here, however, were different. The tools that were here were for cutting people, for crushing them, for boiling them and cooking them, and for grinding them. They were tools of torture. They weren't made to kill people. People dying was just an incidental result. Actually, they might not even kill them. If the sacrifices could die during such a horrifying ritual process, that would be nice, but they don't even die in the end. They remain in a state of hellish pain. Perhaps they're only being allowed to live. Only now in this moment did I fully realize just how terrifying and fearsome that difference was.
People, you see. Most of these wouldn't kill them if used properly. What a line.
Takano-san, as if reading my mind, displayed a shocking smile.
She definitely is.
Burning at the stake, the famous method of execution for witches, will kill the person immediately. When the body suffers extreme burns on the skin all over, the decomposition of the skin's chemical makeup produces poison-like symptoms and causes an immense shock to the victim. Though I suppose it's still very cruel compared to the guillotine. You have to wait far longer for that to happen.
She described such horrors in a strangely medical way. Shion immediately answered the question I had.
Takano-san is a nurse.
There's a saying that nothing can scare a doctor. I guess it's true.
Oh, and also, there's a method of execution in ancient Rome where they would grill the person, just like a barbecue. They would cover the person in wire netting and slowly cook them over a charcoal fire.
I think the memories of when I went to day camp with my family would come rushing back now of all time so vividly.
That's what it was like. Apparently, they wouldn't die too easily for some reason. According to one source, even if they roasted one side of a person to a crisp for an entire night, they'd still be conscious and able to speak fluently.
That's insane. You'd grill someone the whole day and they'd still be conscious? It said that ancient Rome, famous for their executions, thought of plenty of ways to execute someone while having the victim stay alive as long as possible.
Among them, there was one method where they would open the gut, pull out the intestines like sausages, pull them up with a winch, and put them on public display.
Shion was behind me, clinging to me. Not just because she was scared. She was protecting her stomach.
You would think someone with their intestines pulled out would die instantly, right? Actually, as long as you do it tenderly and thoroughly, it's actually apparently possible to pull them all out while the person is still conscious.
Essentially.
I felt a sick feeling in my stomach. It was like my organs were coiling up just from Takano-san's stare.
Though pulling them out with a winch was a rather exaggerated method. In a more barbaric way, they might slice open the gut, then cut the intestines out and throw them everywhere. It's quite imaginable they did dreadful things like that too, isn't it? However, those being put to death are conscious. Must be far more terrifying than painful.
She spoke with pleasure as if she'd come here on a sightseeing trip. Heard she gulping multiple times near my ears.
Perhaps Hinamizawa, or rather Onigafuchi village, did something like that for the Watanagashi festival. Listen, if you try hard, can't you hear it?
I wanted nothing more than to not hear anything at all. So why? Why only at times like this do I begin to hear things I shouldn't be able to?
What are they hearing? What are they hearing?
Takano-san, having realized she'd scared Shion and I enough at this point, smiled soothingly. Then she turned on her heel, raised the lantern, and began to walk away.
What a fucking troll.
What?
He's great.
What? If Takano-san left us here, we'd get even further away from the light.
Shion and I hadn't, no matter how scared we were forced to follow Takano-san along her field trip through the ritual storehouse.
Oh my god.
Well, this is fun.
This is a long one too.
It is. We've been going for what, an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is like a movie.
I suppose we've seen a bit of everything. See? This place is interesting, isn't it?
She said, raising the lantern high in the center of the storehouse. The dim lighting didn't change, but for some reason it felt like I was able to see all of the other horrible tools at once.
Kei-chan, look up.
She stammered while grabbing the nape of my neck. I couldn't tell because it was so dark, but there were a lot more tools hanging from the ceiling as well. They looked like they were made of iron bars, but then I figured it out. Cages. For cages, they were very small. Cramped cages for just one, like a casket. If you got locked up in there. No, you wouldn't get locked up inside it. It was another tool meant for restraining people where the iron bars would squeeze you tightly. So many big and large things of all shapes were hanging down. Takano-san's mention of execution by grilling crosses my mind. We weren't just surrounded on all sides by these terrifying instruments. Things crowding the ceiling were even hanging over our heads.
There are many of these sorts of bird cages among European torture devices. I'm surprised to see them in Japan as well. Kei-chan, is there something in there? A person? A mummy?
Huh? What? Where? She desperately pointed to one of the many human-sized bird cages hanging from the ceiling, but I couldn't tell which one she meant. Being that dark, there wasn't any way you could tell if something was there in the first place.
I don't see anything. Sure you're not seeing things?
She didn't seem convinced, but without a means to confirm for ourselves, we couldn't do much to wonder.
My Barakan, after seeing this, have you come to believe in all of it? The countless terrible rituals passed down in Hinamizawa?
It's got nothing to do with believing in them. Now that I've been shown the real thing like this, there's no possible way to deny it. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legends, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts in the Dark Ages. It's well known that the era gave birth to countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Didn't it have its own era of hellscape-like torturous feasts because of religious suppression and things of that nature? Hinamizawa itself had such a period. It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, the land of witch hunts, that was all far in the past, no more than a series of historical events, and in this age, nothing that abnormal would ever happen. That must apply to Hinamizawa as well.
Just as Europe had its Dark Age, Hinamizawa had one too. That's how this should be taken. Even if these things all really happened in Hinamizawa, they're all long past. They don't have anything to do with people living in Hinamizawa right now. My Barakan, you really do like this village. Didn't sound like...
Didn't sound like she was making fun of me. Takano-san gave me a light smile.
Takano-san, you're researching whether those customs survived into the present. You are, right?
She suggested something that made my heart leap into my throat. You telling me that all these horrible things are still going on even today?
What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? I told you, Shion-chan, because you're an understanding person, but the other villagers don't want to hear it. If things go awry, I could be ganged upon and punished.
Shion flashed a devilish smile as if reveling in the immorality of it.
My Barakan, you keep it a secret too, okay? If this gets out, I could suffer Oyashiro-sama's curse, or be made into a sacrifice.
If it's the curse, then I wonder what kind of death it'll be this year. If it's the sacrifice, then will I be thrown into the Onigafuchi swamp while still alive? It is tonight, you know. The night of Oyashiro-sama's curse. Takano-san said, bringing her face right up close to ours, as if to say she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse. That's what she seemed to be implying. Takano-san took a fairly worn notebook out of her paper bag and began to flip through its pages. There are all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and all manner of things written inside. The letters were fairly small and bunched together, so I couldn't tell at a glance what it was about. What I'd really like to do is search through the National Library for newspapers from the era, but here it is. A photocopy of a page from some book was slid into the notebook, and it too was written in small, tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell what it was about just by glancing at it. This is a story that actually happened. It was around the end of the Meiji era. They discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a murder in Onigafuchi village. An old newspaper clipping attached to the page spoke of something that was no mere rumor or fairy tale. We don't have most police documents from the time anymore, so it's all based on oral traditions and memories. See, it's not very clear, but it looks like cut out of a newspaper from the Meiji era.
Never before has there been a corpse treated with such cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be the work of a demon? My poem.
Being a copy of a copy was very hard to make out, but it was more than enough just to make me feel strangely tense. Near the end of the Meiji era, in old Onigafuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even in a state where it could be identified in the first place. It was missing a head, and each limb was separated from the body. Skin had been peeled off the entire body, and there were markings that implied terrible torture in every place imaginable. Not only that, but the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation, but since they couldn't even determine the identity of the victim, much less the criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult. Do you understand what it must have been like? I couldn't imagine such a strange sight, even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination. The victim was skinned while they were alive, underwent all kinds of torture, and was killed brutally. The author here also thinks that even after death, the remains were divided and dissected even further. The epitome of inhumanity. I'm of the opinion the entire process was performed while the person was still alive, though. What do you think, Mahabara-kun? She spoke in a way intended to make me imagine even more vicious things. My brain was already far over capacity, however, there was no way I could imagine anything more brutal. And when I broke my gaze from Takano-san's, those strangely shaped weird tools were all around us. I wonder if you could faithfully reproduce the mutilated corpse discovered at the end of the Meiji era with the tools found in this place. I want to deny it. I don't want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were so strange, so terrifying, these tools, as if they had seen through my attempt to escape from them. They did nothing but ridicule me silently. So that creepy incident, what was it in the end? The author says, regarding Onigafuchi village's dreadful customs, they've survived into the recent post-Meiji days, and that perhaps they lasted until around the beginning of the Showa period. This corpse, which at a glance had been brutally killed after a period of torture. In actuality, however, it was the pitiful sacrificial remains of the man-eater's terrifying feast. The corpse was just leftovers. So fantastic, so strange, it didn't feel real. Was this an extension of the legends too? It happened in the Meiji era, which is just too recent to be called a legend. Also, there's a newspaper clipping right here suggesting it. Okay, but even if it really happened, it was a long time ago, right? I mean, the Meiji era ended 100 years ago. That's all. Only 100 years ago. Besides, it kept happening even after the beginning of the Showa period, like with the uproar around the post-war canned flesh incidents. Oh, I apologize. That story was taboo, wasn't it? Takano-san immediately stopped talking as if worried about Shion. Shion briefly looked somewhat angry, but that expression soon disappeared. Huh, Takano-san, what did you just say? Canned flesh.
What? What is that?
What is that?
That wasn't in the anime.
Just then there was a huge creaking noise. Everyone whipped around to look. It was Tamataki-san who had opened the door slightly.
Hello. I have a speaking line again. Did I startle you?
Ojiro-san, could you not resist seeing inside? This is a splendid treasure trove of torture devices.
I'll pass on that. I'm bad at this sort of thing by nature.
Takano-san held her stomach and had to muffle her laughter as if she wanted to make a comment about his masculinity.
In any case, the dance and ceremony are over and everyone's going down to the stream. The festival will be over within minutes.
Oh, that's no good. My Mahabara-kun is just such a good listener, I couldn't help telling such stories.
Yeah.
I I'd really rather you not mention me in a place like this.
Jiro-san, could you wait out front? I want to take a few pictures. There are actually a lot of tools I'd like to bring home, but we obviously can't do that.
Sorry, you can't take this camera, it's stuck to my hand. Oh no!
Takano-san took a camera out of her paper bag and began to snap photographs. She looked like she was having fun, like she was on a scavenger hunt.
Keiichi-kun, are you leaving too? This is not the voice at all. Keiichi-kun, are you leaving too?
I've seen enough. Shion, you're good too, right? Let's get out of here. I want some fresh air.
I agree. Let's leave.
I did feel a bit of hesitation at leaving Takano-san by herself in this darkness. When I thought about it, I realized that whatever kinds of evil spirits and ghosts lurked in the darkness, none of them could have a candle to how scary she was. Even if a phantasm were to appear, she'd be overjoyed and flash her camera at us.
Yeah, and capture it in the photograph. That's how Fatal Frame worked.
It seemed like Shion shared my somewhat rude mental images. We exchanged glances and smiled painfully. We left Takano-san there, bathed in her strobe camera flashes, and decided to go leave the ritual storehouse.
We heard a maniacal laughter as we left the building.
To the sound of this happy tune.
Yeah, of course.
Why did he cut the music there?
Because he's a mad genius. Have you not realized this?
What is he doing?
He has a very specific vision, and he's sticking to it, goddammit.
Oh my god.
It's great.
Everyone at the festival seemed to have gone to the stream, so their voices were very distant. The voices of the bugs, on the other hand, were clear, lending an empty feeling of isolation to the place.
How was it? Interesting?
Tomotaki-san
Flash.
gave a somewhat mischievous grin. You should have been able to tell by looking at how pale our faces were. I should have kept watch outside with you, Tomotaki-san.
Flash.
Tomotaki-san laughed so delightfully that it wiped away our dark feelings.
Yay. How did you fare, Shion-chan? Were you scared?
I was prepared for it, so I wasn't too afraid, but seeing the real thing was powerful.
Shion spoke like she wasn't scared at all.
Yeah.
She really had been quite afraid, but seeing as how I was in a way worse state than her, I didn't have much room to talk.
She's trying to man up, it's fine.
As Tomotaki-san grinned candidly, my mind exhausted and locked up by nervousness began to calm itself.
Was Takano-san an adult about this little expedition? You know how she seems like a child sometimes. I was worried she'd be way too excited.
Both Shion and I laughed and left that as our answer.
Hopefully she was only looking at things. I'm worried she'll sneak something out of there or mess with the ritual implement too much and break it or something.
Right, that's quite possible. She's alone in there right now. She might pilfer something small and easily concealed, hiding it in her pocket.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shion said what I was thinking.
You're sure she didn't break anything? I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down. I was getting pretty nervous.
I'm sorry, I ran out of film. Jiro-san, if you have any more, could I use some? Someone jumping up and down.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't remember that happening in that entire scene.
I don't know. They were just listening to the horror stories and like getting freaked and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone jumped though.
No, I don't think they did. Which is interesting. I wonder why I included it.
No.
That's not a detail I'm gonna let slip by.
Okay. You're the
Ricky boy.
detective. You decide what details you care about, what ones you don't.
Takano-san suddenly appeared while we were talking about her, taking everybody by surprise. Tomotaki-san smoothly grinned and responded as if nothing had happened. He's pretty mature.
Damn right he is. Well, that face. I'm all out of spare film. Sorry about that.
Jeez, you won't win any Pulitzer prizes by not stocking enough film for any occasion, you know.
Pulitzer?
Yeah.
That's a cool word.
Have you never heard of the Pulitzer Prize?
No, God no.
It's big photography.
Okay.
Big photography one. All right.
Any photography buffs, let us know in the comments how you feel about the Pulitzer Prizes. One day one of these shoutouts will get someone, okay? One day a history teacher or a photographer or a teacher or anyone else or a serial murderer.
Just anyone will pay attention to
tell
us.
us your occupation and why it's cool.
I suppose that's it then.
Fucker.
Tomotaki-san scratched his head apologetically. Without film, we're done here. Takano-san seemed to have given up because of that too. We checked carefully to make sure we hadn't left anything inside, then closed the door and turned the heavy padlock we'd left beside
Any
it.
padlock enthusiasts? Takano-san, you didn't sneak anything out, right?
How rude. I'm trying not to be that childish.
Clack!
Tomotaki set the padlock back the way it was before. From a cursory glance, it didn't look like thieves had snuck in at all.
Yeah. Okay, let's get over to the stream ourselves. If we don't at least set some cotton afloat, there won't be any point in coming to the festival.
Tomotaki-san spoke brightly, urging us all on, sending cotton afloat down the stream. I shake my head a few times, driving away my dismal thoughts as to the double meaning. Takano-san, looking a little let down, kept turning back to glance at the ritual storehouse.
Let's just leave it at that, alright? You saw enough to sate your curiosity, didn't you?
Oh, not at all. Everything I found only renewed interest. All these stories and legends suddenly hold water. After today, I'm going to have to change the way I look at this. Wow, she's truly indomitable. Her curiosity really is something else. Still interested in all this, through and through.
There we go.
There we go, but we're not done.
Oh my god, such a long chapter. I almost want to cut in half, but fucking...
We're going.
Alright, let's do it.
We descended the stone stairs and all the people crowding the stream came into view.
At the bottom of the stairs, we could clearly see people receiving cotton that had been cut out for them, then wishing upon the cotton and setting it afloat down the stream. The festival was already over.
Oh, I missed the whole thing.
Aw.
Damn. I missed my chance to photograph the best part of
But you said you were out of film anyway!
I was lying.
Oh, but it's not too late. I'm going to go and set some afloat. Perhaps you could take pictures of me.
Takano-san, with an impish expression, brought her head to Tomitaki-san's shoulder.
Aw, Flash.
Despite his age, he looked embarrassed.
Bunch of
I felt an
cuties.
honest respect for Tomitaki-san
Flash.
and a man for dating such a handful of women.
No. Goodbye then, Mayabara-kun, Shion-chan. Wait, what? Fuck off.
We've been had!
We've been had! Who gets a point for that? Does he get a point?
Huh.
That sounds like bullshit to me. He calls him Mayabara-kun. I don't know about Shion-chan though.
He has said Shion-chan.
Yeah, I think we get a point for that.
think we get a point
Take
for that.
Yeah, that's a point. That's a point,
That's a
alright.
point.
Yeah! We're going down to the stream. Would you like to come with us?
No, I couldn't get in your way. Please take your time.
Shion waved her hand to them with an expression just as impish as Takano-san's.
my.
Tomitaki-san on his part
Flash.
seemed to want us to come, but whatever. Shion gave a big stretch and sat down on the stone steps.
I'm pretty worn out.
Same here, I'm exhausted too.
Kei-chan, this is your first Watanagashi, isn't it? You go on, don't mind me. I'm tired, so I'd like to stay away from the crowd.
If we were to go now, we'd barely slip into the end of the cotton drifting ceremony.
My sister and your other friends might be looking for you too. Go on.
Oh, yeah, right. They've been by themselves ever since we got separated. Feel bad if they were looking for me. And Shion suddenly got a playful look on her face, and put her index finger to her lips as if telling me to keep this a secret.
And she kissed me on the cheek.
My sister's the type that gets really jealous. If she
Little
knew I was
smooch.
hogging you this whole time, she'd never let me hear the end of it. So keep tonight a secret, okay?
And then she smooched me.
Keep tonight a secret. Don't say things that are so embarrassing.
Not only because of that, either. Considering what we were doing tonight, we really need to keep it a secret. Or Yoshida-sama's curse might happen tonight, and we four would be the prime candidates. Is that meant to be a closed
spooky.
quotation there?
I mean, I guess so, because, yeah, that doesn't seem like a line that anyone would ever say. The loosing threads of tension became taut again.
Shion, however, burst out laughing.
Shion's saying that.
Alright, I'm going to get out of here before I run into my sister. I really am tired, so I don't have the endurance to put up with her anyway.
I can't tell if you get along with her or not.
We get along.
Though she said that her vague expression explained that there are a lot of oddities in the relationship between twins. I'm an only child, so I didn't really get it. Make sure you get along with her, okay?
Right. Thank you kindly for your meddling. Okay, I'm going to go. You should hurry up if you want to make it, Kei-chan. Watanagashi is about to end.
She stood up and brushed the dust off her backside. After watching her do so, I returned my eyes to the final ceremony of the Watanagashi festival below me.
Seriously, though, what was that sound anyway? Kind of unpleasant and creepy.
Huh? What sound?
The sound. You know, the banging noise. It was really loud, wasn't it?
How you doing?
I'm doing the hands
So
right now.
Tomitake said he heard jumping.
The audience
And now
can't-
Shion's like banging noise. Keiichi doesn't seem to have noticed it.
Last chapter, Keiichi was last arc, Keiichi was injecting sound into his own memories. Oh,
What's happening?
I reckon people who are afflicted by whatever it is hear noises as part of it. I
maybe.
reckon that's the thing.
Who knows? Who knows?
I reckon that's the ticket.
We'll find out, I guess.
But like, why?
It's a great question. What is happening? Why are there weird noises?
I was giving her a blank expression, so Shion stared hard at me. I stared hard at her, too. Sorry, Shion, could you give me the short version? What was making noise?
Wait, Kei-chan, it didn't bother you?
all said and done, it was like we were speaking 2 different languages. Shion, explain it to me without jokes from the beginning, will you? What's this about a noise?
Kei-chan, you could joking around too. Really, honestly, it didn't bother you.
Neither of us was giving any ground. Both of us were staring at the other in disbelief. We were answering questions with more questions, with no sign of an actual conversation in sight. Baffled, I held in the urge to shout at her and ask politely one more time. I'm going to ask one more time, okay?
I've never heard Rikishi repeat himself.
I'll ask the questions. Shion nodded silently. Okay, here goes. You said there was a sound. What are you talking about?
The banging sound. It was like a kid was jumping up and down. It's the same one he heard! Ah!
You okay there, Felix? It's the same one. It's jumping up and down like what Tomatani said. They heard something. In case you didn't hear it.
It was like a kid was jumping up and down on the floorboards, somewhere far away. It really didn't bother you. There was nothing to be bothered by. When did you hear this? I never heard anything.
You seem so distressed.
Wait, Kei-chan, are you serious? She acts as if she didn't understand my plain and simple answer. Press me further. Her expression's serious.
Okay, Felix.
I have no clue what she's talking about. But if it was Shion acting so like this, whatever it was gave me the creeps and sent a chill down my spine.
You need to calm down. You're forgetting your voices.
I can't calm down, man.
You need to calm down. Someone get this man a cup of tea.
It was while we were looking around the inside of the ritual storehouse.
Help.
No, wrong voice. It was while we were looking around the inside of the ritual storehouse with Takano-san about the time she started her stories, I think it was. Little by little. Louder and louder. Off and on.
She heard a banging sound like a child jumping on distant floorboards.
Why is it the same one?
That can't be true. Don't start trying to scare me after all that. Didn't hear anything at all. In fact, it was so utterly silent and that my own heartbeat was almost deafening.
I just heard some weird sounds. Don't worry about it.
Please don't try to scare me either, Kei-chan. It was like something was making noise in time with Takano-san's scary stories, and I was totally creeped out the whole time.
Chill rose from my spine to the back of my head. My blood turned cold as it crawled up my body. When it reached my head,
When it reached excited.
My head, my mind froze over.
You and Takano-san weren't paying any attention to it, so I pretended not to hear it either, but you heard it, right? It happened a bunch of times, and it was really loud.
Shion's eyes were begging me to tell her I heard it. I had no doubt, however, that my own eyes suggested something entirely different. You've got to be kidding, look. In that storehouse, we were surrounded by brutal ritual tools that looked like they were from another planet, listening to terrifying old stories. The whole time Shion had been hearing a sound that we couldn't hear by herself.
And somehow neither of them has commented on the fact that Tomataki mentioned it.
There you go.
Should that make Shion, who heard it, tremble, or should it make me, who didn't hear it, tremble? I didn't know the answer to that at the time. For now, Shion seemed to have made that decision before I did. What are you laughing about?
I really got you, Kei-chan. I was fibbing the whole time.
What? Shion laughed, saying how easily scared I was and clapped me on the back. Her smile seemed somehow artificial and actually made me feel worse. I'd have to leave you. I can't. I'd have to leave you with 2 or 3 generic diplomatic goodbye phrases. She left almost like she was running away.
You son of a bitch.
All I could do was look after her, my mouth agape. At the end of the day, I didn't have a clue what was going on. Shion laughed it off and said she'd been lying, but she couldn't possibly have been lying. Of course not. Now that I think back, Tomataki said the same thing, didn't he? Yes!
Flash.
We've acknowledged it!
Flash! Get flash, bitch!
I could clearly hear...
Wow, you took my line. You took my flashback line. I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down. I was getting pretty nervous.
Tomataki-san,
Flash.
the neutral party present at the time, had said he'd heard something. Then that noise... It was real. The banging sounds. Sounds as though a child was jumping up and down on some floorboards far away.
Why child? Why is that, like...
I don't know.
It seems too specific.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would discern that, but I don't know. Maybe it's like, oh, it's fine, I'm jumping up and down on the floorboards, oh boy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's interesting.
Also, like, jumping up and down as, like, a choice of describing a noise, like, I feel like that would be very hard to pick. Not impossible, but, like...
Yeah, I know, like, they just said banging at first, and like, what if it was a child jumping up, down on the floorboards?
And they both said the same example.
The Shirasuma's curse, which happens every year, might happen again tonight. Most plausible victim candidates were Takano-san, Tomataki-san, Shion, and me. The bustling of the people sounded further away than I would have liked, and the sounds of the insects sounded too close for comfort.
Oh boy, it's that motif, it's coming for you!
I'm near so much human warmth, and yet I can't ever go back there again. That was the ominous idea that sprouted in my mind. And all of a sudden I was pounced on from behind, causing my heart to lurch.
Keiichi, we found you!
It was Rika-chan. When I turned around, Mion and Rena were there too. Mion sighed and said, finally found you. Now we just need to find Sadako.
Everyone got split up this year. We should make sure we have someone to meet up afterwards next year. How?
You're right. It's a festival, so we should all be together. I listened to Mion's happy declaration with a little bit of guilt.
Oh no. Keiichi, did you root for me while I was dancing?
Yeah. Saw it all. You did a great job all the way through. No mistakes either.
Oh. Yeah, that's right, Rika-chan. That didn't count as a mistake. Oh no. Pet her on the head.
I tensed up as I realized I'd made a mistake of my own. Mion slapped a hand on my shoulder a little roughly. A gross sweat broke out over my whole body.
Ugh.
Did you do it too, Kei-chan? Did you get some cotton and send it down the stream? You haven't yet, right?
Wait. You know what? It's fine. She's speaking through her face too.
God. The problem is like, I'm reading the text ahead of where it's printing, so I just like...
I know you are. You try to be professional. I'm telling you, it doesn't work.
It does. It's just...
It doesn't.
I mean, it does if the fucking text is on screen when I actually read it.
Uh-huh.
You haven't yet, right? Is what I could feel her saying. Without the courage to tell any more lies, I lifelessly shook my head.
Huh? You haven't, Keiichi-kun. You should go now. It'll be over. It'll be over.
Sorry, this is my first Watanagashi, so I didn't really understand the rules and stuff.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Mion took my hand and we started walking down the stone steps.
Hey, Kei-chan.
What?
Did you see Shion?
Uh-oh.
My heart skipped another beat. Maybe Mion could sense my surprise through my hand. No, well, I sort of think I saw her. You look so alike, it might have been you.
You wouldn't have gotten that wrong. We're wearing different clothes.
Oh, that's right. Mion's momentary silence was like a death grip upon me.
I just can't do anything about that, Shion. It's her we're talking about, so we can just leave her be.
Mion's expression returned to her formal usual smile, and we continued down the stone steps, her firmly pulling my hand along.
Is it finally? It's finally the end!
That was 2 hour long
Ladies
chapter.
and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Fucking thanks for coming to the movie.
Excessively long.
I hope you got some popcorn for that experience and some soda. Pull up a chair, put your feet up. More scrapbooks. I'm excited for next time on
Next time
Watanagashi.